advantage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More spins, more wins, more fun. The Barry Alvarez Show last night on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel with former Wisconsin Badgers head coach and director of athletics Barry Alvarez weighing in on the state of Wisconsin football following the team's 5th straight loss, the letter from Chris McIntosh, and plenty more. Here's a bit of what Barry Alvarez had to say regarding commentary from fans on looking for a dismissal of head coach Luke Fickell or athletic director Chris McIntosh.
If you've never played, if you've never coached, the first thing you do, things go south a little bit, fire everybody. Then what the hell are you going to do? You're going to bring some knuckleheads in here that don't know anything about anything, and you start all over again. Then you're worse than where you started. So you hire people, and you believe in them, you stick with them.
Barry Alvarez last night on the Barry Alvarez Show. You can find the full episode on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear, hey, Marky? It might be almost to the point of Ruth.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
On 100.5 ESPN.
If you call me Mark, I like my name. I like my name a lot.
The ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wilde and Tausch.
And ESPN Madison on YouTube.
It's Wilde and Tausch, isn't it?
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The Tuesday edition. This is not a story. It's a story for you guys. It's not a story for us. Aaron Rodgers against his former team. That's Matt LaFleur edition. I wanted a Seattle Pilots Brewers Mariners World Series. I got Dodgers Blue Jays edition. And he did not carpool with Barry Alvarez, but he did spend some time with Barry Alvarez at Hard Rock Casino Rockford last night. Can't wait to hear some of the highlights from that edition. Also, I have a letter here, not from Bob Uecker, but from Chris McIntosh to Badgers fans everywhere. That was sent out yesterday during our show. Might read an excerpt or two from that edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course everything you need on the all-new, all redesigned, all free, and all customizable ESPN Wisconsin app, which even the dogs are excited about. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from his undisclosed location, he is the Packers Hall of Famer and a member of one of the great Badgers Rose Bowl teams that were celebrated over the weekend. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, Jason. How are you? How are you doing this morning?
It's going to be one of those days, huh?
No, I'm in a good. Jesse?
Jason?
So you basically said you have the open this morning, so let's hear it.
Oh, hi.
Oh, awkward silence.
Well,
surprised Tausch didn't jump in there.
Getting a little situated here. With a few things going on. I thought maybe I would, get an extra second or two. That's okay. We'll manage. All right. So we went to the Hard Rock Casino Rockford last night. We had a wonderful 2-hour special, the Barry Alvarez show.
Can you explain for our audience who
Yes.
we is?
So, car number 1, the Rose Bowl car, featured Tarek Saleh, Derek Engler, and Barry Alvarez all carpooling together from the Madison area. Tarek drove, I learned. I tried to ask them at the start of the show some details of the road trip because I would love to, I think we could do an entire hour of the show just on those 3 in a car for an hour from Madison to Rockford. They weren't really biting at that too much. I think they were show prepping as we were making the trip down. So the Rose Bowl car was car number 1. Pablo Iglesias and I drove down in car number 2.
The Dunzo car.
The Dunzo car. So we arrive, and we have a great show, I thought. 2 hours, productive Badgers conversation.
Nothing viral.
The Jesse Nelson show.
You'll hear a little bit of what Coach Alvarez had to say about the letter and the head coach and the fans and all that stuff. We will get to some of that coming up. For everyone who was in the YouTube comments and tuning in just to see if the coach was going to say, let's fire everybody, he didn't say that, shockingly. We wanted to actually have a more productive conversation than just saying, yeah, let's fire everybody. So sorry to disappoint for those who were tuning in just for that.
You would have loved that, though, right? Because then that would have blown up.
Millions
of views.
I mean, if Barry Alvarez,
selfishly for you,
if Barry Alvarez popped the mic at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, all the fans who were sitting in the Hard Rock Cafe and up at the bar and at the slots and at the tables, and they all wanted to hear, and he just says, you know what? I'm going to change everything I've said all season long about how I feel about this thing. I think everyone should just get fired. We should just
Very irrational.
It would be very irrational.
Very irrational.
No doubt.
Very irrational.
So we had really a productive conversation, I thought, on the state of Wisconsin athletics. A lot of good stuff going on there. And then there was this fun interaction near the end of the show that I wanted to share with you because I thought
you're going to start with the end.
We're going to start at the end, and then I'm sure throughout the course of today's show with Evan Cohen and with you guys, we're going to hear from Barry. We're going to talk a lot about Wisconsin football and the state of things. So this is what came up in the final moments of the show last night, and this is what I was getting ready. I'm not sure if I'm exactly in the right spot. Just bear with it if it takes a second to get into it.
Okay. Yes.
Everything's fantastic.
I thought you were trying to reach for the
Hard
nachos.
Rock Casino Rock. I'm good. This absolutely wonderful hospitality here from Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Thanks to all the fans who have been out here with us tonight, enjoying the slots and the table games and the Monday Night Football and us up here on the stage at Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
I think we should go.
Yeah, Coach.
Yeah?
What do you think?
Shoot one time and hit the dice table
You got to get in and out.
before we leave.
Well, Ben, we'll see where it's at.
So you play craps?
I am. So here's what my thing is with craps. I'm not confident enough yet to play at the table with them.
All right,
Coach
I've done a little individual.
Coach will coach
Here's
you
what
up.
we'll do.
Oh boy.
We'll parlay a little money. I'll run the money. And I'll show you what we're doing.
And I'll stand there and
I'll explain the game. I'll explain the game to you.
Yeah.
So the next time you come here, you can stand up there and know what's going on.
Well, I mean,
how about that?
He does a good job.
In one way, I'm terrified. In another way, it's a dream come true. I'm not sure which one I feel more of.
You're not going to lose $1 million. You're not going to lose $1 million.
Wow, Coach coaching you up.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
So
that's awesome.
That was the invitation from Barry Alvarez inviting me to join he and Tarek and Derek at the craps table upon the conclusion of the show.
Okay, so did it happen?
So the show gets done right about 8 o'clock. And I'm helping. A couple of our other teammates are there, and Laney's there, Chad's there, Ashton, Pablo, the whole crew is there, and so we're helping clean up some of the equipment from being on the tremendous setup they have there on the stage. You guys know we've been there together, so it's not too long with all of us there. 4 or 5 minutes, we're done. In that time, that 4 to 5 minutes that I kind of helped just put the headsets away and whatnot, the guys bolted straight for the craps table. Tarek, Derek, they are all right back, and it's kind of center at Hard Rock Casino Rock. It's like right in the middle of the place. Only one table open. It's a Monday night. That's not surprising. Only one of the 2 tables was open to play craps, and it was a popular spot, a very full table. So I walked over upon conclusion of wrapping everything up, and Barry's there, and Derek's kind of on the other end of the table, and they're kind of elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder, with all the other people who are crowding in around the table. And I flinched.
You flinched in the presence of Barry Alvarez?
And I did not play craps with Barry Alvarez.
What are you doing?
And I regret it. Yeah.
Why did you flinch? Was it just there's no room?
I panicked. It was a full table. He was clearly in the zone. I found out they were winning, which was good. So the table was hot. Everybody was having fun. It's kind of and craps is a game. It's not as easy as
the table was
blackjack or roulette, where it's kind of like like there's a lot of action happening on a craps table. People are throwing dice, and the big rod thing is moving things around, and chips everywhere, hands grabbing both ends of the table.
Yeah.
It's
the big rod thing.
There was a lot happening, and I got scared.
Oh my God!
So
what did
you
you
and
do?
Wilde are made for each other. You two are made for each other. That's so you and Pablo just walked out instead of throwing. You give Coach Al $40 or $50 and just let him go to work, and then he'd teach you. You got the point, and you can play the pass line. You can do the come. You can play specific numbers. And you didn't do any of it.
Sounds pretty complicated to me.
Well, I didn't do any of it. I then went over to check out the UU Noodle Bar to see what they had for dinner.
I've heard
Did
good
you go
things.
boo
And in the
Did you boo?
I did ask Coach Alvarez to say, please go boo in the UU Noodle Bar. He had a good laugh with that. So thank you for providing that content for us last night.
That was good.
In the time that I walked over to the UU Noodle Bar and then back to the craps table, Pablo jumped in right next to Barry Alvarez, and he played craps. Ditched me, and Pablo's standing right there, yucking it up with the old coach at the craps table. He was able to muscle his way in and find some room, totally ditched me, and I sat there as the odd man out watching Derek and Barry and Pablo playing craps. And I regret it.
Yeah, this story makes me feel sad.
Yeah, me too.
Because, Jesse, here's the deal with you. You're a very good host. Producer, you do a good job on a lot of fronts.
Thanks,
a couple
Tausch.
things, but that's neither here nor there. But you have strong opinions. You try to fire Pat Murphy. You have strong opinions on things. But this is where I give Jason a lot of credit. Jason has to go in the locker room and go eye to eye with guys he's critiquing and he's writing about. You now have had a couple of different opportunities to hang out outside of show with both Brett Favre and Barry Alvarez. Two, many people would say, Mount Rushmore, Wisconsin sports figures.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get a ton of arguing from almost anybody.
Yeah.
You, Jesse Nelson, from Muskego, Wisconsin, you could be living people's dream, and instead you're flinching away to go get a bucket of noodles. Now, granted, they're great noodles from the UU Noodle Bar, but you don't take advantage of that opportunity. You probably didn't sleep good last night,
I didn't.
Oh, boy.
I did. I didn't leave. I sat kind of nearby after I watched for a minute, and I was like, well, maybe I'll jump in, and it was too much happening. I went and I sat at one of the little like blackjack machines right next to it. It's not even the table; it's the one where it's like the automated. I was
not one of those dice.
Yeah.
One of the craps that you're in a bubble and you just hit the button and the dice bounce up like boggle.
Yep, that's where I'm comfortable playing craps. But I didn't even play craps because I felt that would have been the worst look if I didn't play craps next to Barry Alvarez. But I went to the machine.
The old ball coach wanted to get. He hasn't coached in a while. He wanted to coach.
Yes.
Here's this guy that he's done all these viral clips with. He wanted to mentor you.
Yes.
On the game of craps. At the Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a great partner of ours, and you flinch? He wrote a book that said, don't flinch.
I told us
you
not
read
to
it.
flinch.
It was a full table. You don't coach someone up in the middle of a golf round. You go to the driving range first.
No, you don't
Pablo
coach
get
people in front of
there?
75,000 people. Come on, Gel.
That's
what he's known for.
You don't
He's
practice a
built
new
for
play
this.
on the sideline right before you're going to do it in the Super Bowl. Like that, you can't bring me in as a novice of the game and coach me up when there's a hot table.
You just said it was a Monday night. This wasn't.
It was packed in.
This wasn't a Saturday night at Bellagio.
The craps
with
table was the
big
place
fight.
to be last night at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. It was packed in, wall to wall, shoulder to shoulder.
Gel, you're making excuses and you know it. You know it. You know you should have. Was Becca disappointed in you this morning?
He hasn't told her yet.
No, I did.
Okay.
She called me a chicken. She never. Not that she doesn't care about the Barry Alvarez show, but she rarely tunes in. She's usually at home, taking care of the dog or whatever else on Monday evenings. She tuned in last night, heard the end of the show, texted me at the end, "Good luck," with a dice emoji.
Good luck.
Oh, so supportive.
That's
So
cute.
she-
Nice. Supportive.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I did feel bad that I didn't play craps with Barry Alvarez. The good news is
Kind of crapped out.
we do have one more show that'll be there before season's end. I don't know the exact date. It's sometime in November.
Be a new host.
So I have from now until then to
With
learn
Pablo
the game.
Iglesias.
Exactly. That's what I was going. Barry's
rude.
new good buddy.
very
his
rude.
craps buddy, Pablo Iglesias.
I mean, those two, they were
And
having
Jesse-
a good time. They were having the time of
Jesse
their
will
lives
be doing
last
all
night.
the digital content for it.
Trying to make
Oh,
Pablo
my
and
God.
Barry go viral. What an ironic twist.
I don't think Pablo shared this story with me because we drove back together. I don't think Coach would mind that I've shared this story. So Coach was wearing one of his he was wearing one of his Rose Bowl championship rings, coming off the big reunion weekend. So he had one of the Rose Bowl rings on last night. And so they're sitting at the craps table, and someone else who was playing did not know who Barry Alvarez was and looked and said, "Oh, you a championship poker player?"
Oh.
And Coach said, "Yep."
The old ball coach.
And that was it. And that's a story I had to hear from Pablo because I wasn't there myself.
I'm actually. Let me ask you this:
Yeah.
if Tark and Derek and Coach asked Pablo to ride back with them, would he have left you to ride with?
That would have
Barry?
been amazing.
Probably. They're pals now. They 45 good minutes at the craps table. Big winners. And
If they had the dice for 45 minutes, they cleaned up.
And there was me over at the $3 blackjack automated machine.
Just playing Keno.
Over on the side by myself, looking at everyone else having fun.
Boy.
Yeah.
Well, give me a scouting report on the UU Noodle Bar then. How good was it?
Well,
I didn't actually eat there. That's what he's
wait a
going to say next.
What? You flinched at the noodle bar too?
it was a sit-down place, and I thought Pablo was
Oh,
coming
my
with me, and I
God.
didn't want to go sit by myself and wait, so I didn't even get the UU Noodle Bar.
All right,
in
this
the end.
is
What an
this
abject
legitimate is the
failure
most,
of a
This
night.
is the saddest road trip story I've ever heard.
Exactly.
Oh my God!
It's like The Hangover, but the opposite.
There was a chicken
But not
fried,
fun at all.
There was a chicken
Yeah.
fried rice on the menu that sounded so good, but I didn't get it because I didn't want to wait and sit there by myself.
God.
All my friends were playing craps, and I just wanted to go hang out with them, and then I didn't even do that.
When it comes to your home, the smart play is to trust Gina Della and her team at Pella, and I don't know where else to go from there. This month, you can score a whole house of new energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with zero interest for up to 60 months. That's like a drive you can sustain for years, keeping your home comfortable thanks to the incredible defense played by Pella Windows, stopping the drafts. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
I don't know where we go from here. I do know that Evan Cohen will have opinions on this when he joins us at 9:30. I don't know if I've ever heard anything sadder on our show.
It was sad.
Like his voice. Like, did you hear Jesse's voice? I think he was starting to tears.
Not getting the new UU noodle bar in the end was definitely...
That was a great capper to the story.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah, I was real because I'm sure they have a really good pad thai. Would be my guess, right?
Well, it's top of the menu, first thing on it. Yeah.
Oh, Jesse wouldn't know.
No, I read the whole I sat there. I read the entire menu. There were like 5 things that I for sure wanted to eat. The chicken fried rice was calling my name, but it was a sit down place. And Pablo he wasn't there.
Yeah.
All right, we will try to soldier on our sad little program today. Evan Cohen scheduled to appear at 9:30. We've got other things we'll get to through the course of the show. But, man, it's going to be a struggle to rebound. We'll try. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Toscher here for Pizza Hut, and let me tell you, Pizza Hut delivers a win every time with the Big Dinner Box. For just $19.99, get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Feed your whole team for one unbeatable price. Choose your crust, hand-tossed, pan, thin and crispy, or even tavern style. Order now for delivery or carry out at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. The Big Dinner Box for just $19.99, only at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one outpizzas the Hut.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family-owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's. Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
It's the best time of the year, and you know what that means for me. It's tailgating season. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. For my friends at Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. If you're in Madison tailgating before a game, there's only one thing to do to elevate your experience, and that's bring it with Door County Distillery. Whether that's the cherry brandy for your old-fashioned, the single malt whiskey, or any of the gins, vodkas, and in-betweens, Door County Distillery has you covered. Find the retailer nearest you at doorcountydistillery.com.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more? No less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
We will get to Aaron Rodgers, and we'll get to Evan Cohen, and we'll get to everything we've got planned. But I am curious, Jesse. Maybe Tausch and I are being too hard on you.
Nope.
What does the text line tell us, the Carbless Talking text line?
They're being more harsh, I'd say. Robin Waukesha. Jesse, when you're on the craps table, everyone's on the same team. You're rooting for the shooter to hit his number that you're betting on. Big missed opportunity. That's from Rob.
Yeah, that's my understanding of how that game works, yes.
His name is Coach. It's literally in his name, from Adam in the Berg. Is there another location you could hardly know someone, spend 45 minutes with them, and be old pals by the time you're done? A hot craps table is certainly one of those spots.
Mm-hmm. Now, you can be an antagonist and go against the shooter and play the don't pass line, and you can become that. You can also be an enemy on the craps table. Now, most people don't, but some people do.
See, this is what I don't know, and why I flinched and didn't go play yesterday, because I don't know these terms. Like, I know what the table looks like. I know sevens are bad, but sometimes
sevens are good until you get your point.
They're good and then they're bad.
You want to roll. Yeah, so Barry gets the dice in his hands. He's playing the pass line. He rolls. You want to get 7 and 11. Boom, you get paid. Whatever you have, bam, bam, bam. Then whatever point you roll, as long as it's not a 1 or a 2 or snake eyes or boxcars, and I think maybe a 3. That's called crapping out. You lose your initial bet. You got to put it back down. Once you hit your point, 6, 8, 9, 10, you then need to hit 6, 8, 9, 10 before you roll a 7. Does that make sense? That's the basic, quick version of craps.
It's still a little confusing.
Yeah, I can understand. It is confusing. It takes a little time. But you know what's real easy? When you're out there with somebody that knows and will explain it to you, because the one thing is, it does take a little time between shakes, especially if it's a full table. You got money, you got all kinds of odds, and it is a very nuanced game. I'll agree with you on that, Jesse, but if you just play your point, it's pretty simple.
Last one here from Jerry-Odd. Jesse hiding from craps with Barry may just be the only thing sadder than the current UW football state of things.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Hurts.
Hurts, don't it? Jesse, I still don't have a rundown, so what read would you like?
Let's have Tausch tell us about Coors Light. And Jason, maybe you need to log into your email again.
I have the rundown. How is that possible? I'll tell you what, whether you're hiding under a table, you're enjoying rolling dice with the old ball coach, or you're watching your favorite team win, it's great to crack open a Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Make sure the mountains are blue. That's when you know your Coors Light is chilled to perfection. It's only 102 calories. Coors Light is always made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado.
Evan Cohen joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
Wisconsin icon.
It's all about the Badgers.
The dawn of the Wisconsin Badgers.
We did it better than everybody for 20-some years.
Joined by two of his football legends.
I like all of them, except for quarterback.
I like defensive ends.
Hey,
I really like defensive ends.
Someone didn't like kickers at one point.
The Barry Alvarez Show with Barry Alvarez, Tarek Sala, Derek Engler, and Jesse Nelson. Live from Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton every Monday night. Right here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com. The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Are you considering a career in media? With the help of the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Foundation and local broadcasters, you can be a part of this exciting field. 4 scholarships are waiting to assist students enrolled in broadcasting or related educational programs. Eligible applicants must have completed at least half of their degree or graduation requirements. Visit WBAFoundation.org and let us help you reach your career goals. Applications must be received by 4 p.m. Friday, October 31st, so apply now.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
I'm throwing caution. What's it gonna be? Tonight the winds of change are blowing wild and free. If I don't get out of this town, I just might be the one who finally burns it down. I'm throwing caution. I'm throwing caution.
I am very curious, well, about a lot of things, and I'm eager to hear Evan's opinion on several things. But Jesse passing up and flinching on an opportunity to play craps with Barry Alvarez is at the top of the list. Evan, good morning. How are you?
Morning, guys. How we doing?
Well, we started with a very sad start to the show. Like, Jesse's story about Barry Alvarez inviting him to play craps with him and then him not going and flinching and then sitting reading the UU Noodle Bar menu alone and not even eating there while Barry's having fun with Tarek and Derek and Pablo playing craps. It's depressing.
Yeah. So it's an interesting hypothetical that was a reality because many times what people in life present to people is like, oh, if so-and-so asked you to do something, I don't mean immoral, but asked you to do something that you don't like to do or ask you to eat a food that you don't like to eat because it's that person, would you then do it? For example, no joke, last week on our show, the crew, Smalls and Canty, started asking me on Unsportsmanlike, if Michael Jordan just knocked on your door, would you give him your house? I said I would start packing upon arrival if he wanted my house. Like, literally, just handing Michael Jordan out. Like, that's the kind of thing that, while it's pathetic, we all have to acknowledge how pathetic we are. And Jesse, when Barry Alvarez, even though you do a show with him, asks you to do anything, the answer is yes. I think maybe if he asked you to commit a crime, which he wouldn't do, you say no, but even then I think you have to think about it.
So I have a real-life example of that when I went out to Washington State and visited Coach Bennett. He made coffee, and I don't drink black coffee. And he told
better
Jason,
have that day.
Jason, I grind the beans myself. Do you think that I would turn down one of my idols offering me his freshly ground coffee, even though I don't like black coffee? Absolutely not. I had 3 cups of that. I have not had black coffee before or since, but it's Dick Bennett. So, of course, I say yes.
Right. That's right. Now, Tausch, what about you? You loved Cal Ripken growing up. If Cal Ripken asked you to eat something or do something or play something that you just don't like or are against, you do it because it's Cal Ripken.
It definitely, as a young man, I would have. Like, if Dan Marino wanted me to wear isotoner gloves and it was real hot, I'd still wear isotoner gloves.
It's all bad.
I would.
You cannot stop with the Dan Marino gloves bit. You're still doing this? This
what do you mean?
Years on end. Tausch has been trying to get this relevance back of Dan Marino isotoner endorsements.
Is it not one of the greatest endorsement? What other brand is completely outside of Nike and Jordan? What other
Bob
brand
Uecker
is
and Miller
super
Lite to everyone other than
because
Jesse.
Jesse thought it was Coors Light. So no, isotoner and Marino.
I cannot believe you're still doing this.
Is there anything that you could think of?
Was this a bit when you guys were together recently?
This was 5 to 7 years. This was like 6-7 years ago, I think.
6-7 years.
How many years ago?
Yeah.
Was it 11?
6-7.
For real?
It's been a while. It's been a while.
We were at Radio Row at the Super Bowl, and Tausch was doing this bit, and it didn't work then, and now he's bringing it back now, which is really amazing.
Well, Evan, I'm asking you, as someone that has covered sports and media and endorsements and products, is there another company that got more bang for their buck with whoever would have heard of Isotoner if it wasn't for Dan Marino?
MJ Gatorade.
Well, MJ's Nike. No, MJ is Nike, not Gatorade.
MJ's both.
MJ is obviously in its own category. I'm saying for a niche product, there ain't anything like it. Tell me something else. Fred McGriff did that old hitting video that got a lot of love, but that's different.
Tom Amansky.
Yeah, Tom
Amansky. Do you want to hear a funny Fred McGriff story? Wait, do you want to hear a funny Fred McGriff story?
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Fred McGriff, for those who don't know, was a really great baseball
Hall of
player,
Famer.
first baseman.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
He's in the Hall of Fame.
I thought he
yes.
had 400 home runs. He got in? Okay. So Hall of
He's
Fame
a Hall of
baseball
Famer.
player.
Jesse, fact
I
check.
remember.
You said that with such certainty.
When I worked at SiriusXM, Fred McGriff was also there. And he was on MLB radio. And I heard a story once that he was late to a show and it created all this chaos because they didn't have a host. And I was like, geez, is he okay? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, well, what happened to the guy? And he goes, somebody told me he had to pick up his dry cleaning. And I said, that had to happen to start the show. Fred McGriff missed the beginning of a show for a dry cleaning pickup. That's when you prioritize your show. That's when you put your show above all. Mark Tauscher, have you ever missed part of a show for a dry cleaning pickup?
That is no. That would not happen.
If I could support my partner here for a second, the Isotoner argument that he's making, let's not forget that Isotoner actually even makes it into the movie where he's kidnapped, Ace Ventura. He is doing an Isotoner commercial with, I think, Jeff Dellenbach and another Dolphins
telling you
player.
right now, Jason.
They got their
now.
product into the movie as during him doing the endorsement.
Who? Dellenbach's a Wisconsin guy. Yes,
he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
actor.
actor.
I want to say he was a high school football coach in South Florida for a little bit, if I'm not mistaken.
Better than
All
the guy
I'm
that was
telling
in the
you is
60-yard line.
For a niche product, that was the most successful niche advertising campaign in the history of sports. And you could tell me another one. I don't know what it is.
I'm joining that club.
All right, great job.
What is it? No, what is it?
I don't know. I'll pick up your dry cleaning next time I'm in town.
Fred McGriff, 2023 Baseball Hall of Fame inductee.
Thank you.
Congratulations to the crime dog.
The old crime dog.
Are you guys avoiding what's going on in our world at the University of Wisconsin right now? Are you just
No,
gonna avoid
I
that
was
with me? What's happening?
Kinda.
So no.
Sorta.
I was going to transition, and then I assume Tausch is going to leave to go pick up his
Well,
dry
in fairness,
cleaning.
Evan just wowed us with that Fred McGriff story. So let's not. He's giving me grief about Isotoner gloves. He's talking about some first baseman from the 80s, man. So let's just make sure we're on this.
Tausch is going to head over to pick up Junius Costin's crushed velvet purple jacket that he had dry cleaned.
I am not asking Mark Tauscher to say anything negative, and I don't want to say anything negative about UW-Madison nor the football program. What I would like to do is bring this topic up as a series of questions that I will ask specifically to fellow UW-Madison grad Jason Wilde, because Mark Tauscher, I love too much to put in an uncomfortable position. So,
We all do.
Jason,
I'm
let
ready.
me ask you a couple of questions.
Jason?
That's exactly what's happening right now.
I know that you do not listen nor watch our show, but I do watch your own show, and I know that you pay attention to what I put out on social media. Have you heard me at any point recently be overly critical or even critical at all of UW-Madison or the football program?
I have not.
Okay. So that was an important setup. Was it necessary for Coach Fickle, who I think was, at the time, a hell of a hire and a great idea, was it necessary, in your opinion, for him to randomly take a shot at Bill Belichick this weekend?
No, I did not think that was necessary.
Okay. Did you read the statement that our athletic director, Chris McIntosh, sent out to fans, alumni, etc.? Did you read that statement as I did, this is leading, I understand, as, by the way, we probably should ask you all for money.
I read that as... All right, we're not putting Tausch in a bad spot here, but
if I may interject,
you may.
So, yeah. I saw that letter. I don't know what time. It was middle of our show.
It was during our show. I read it afterward.
I looked at my email. It was in there, and I wasn't 100% sure. It could have been a myriad of things, in my opinion, that was going to be said in that letter. I think the first thing that most people thought was that, what you're saying, Evan, that it was we need more support. If I may finish, and then you can go.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. After reading it and then kind of looking at it myself, what I took from that letter was there is going to be more of an institutional from Chancellor Mnuchin. There is going to be more institutional and more university backing of the football program for retention and recruitment for the football team. That is what I read. So that is why I believe Mac is asking for patience and whatnot. Now, you don't have to agree with that, and I think there's other people that are looking at it and saying the donors need to step up, we need to step up, the coaches need, everybody, because we all recognize what's happening is not anywhere near good enough. And matter of fact, it's the opposite of that. That's how I took that letter. Go ahead.
All right. No, that's good. I'm glad you did that. So now let's talk about where money like that comes from, right? So if you're utilizing budget that the university already has, we're saying that the university, which is an amazing academic institution first and foremost, will potentially reallocate funds to the football program. Maybe that's an option. Or maybe the goal is to increase the funds that the university has to work with for those funds to be utilized for football. So my question then still becomes, where does that money come from? How I read the statement yesterday is almost as if, again, my reading of this, we didn't want to have to be in sales. But now we realize we have to be in sales. Where I believe other universities, other athletic departments, realize number one thing we need to do in sports right now is make sure we have people that are so connected to the community that they live in this case Madison, to the alumni base, to the ex-players, all sportsmen and women, to make sure that we're funding for ourselves, in essence. I think other universities seem to realize you can't actually let your game do the talking. You have to talk in order for your game to do the talking. And how I read it is now we realize we're in sales. For example, I was at an event. I was introduced by someone of prominence to someone high up at UW Athletics of prominence. And I was told by the introducer, boy, that was weird. I said, why? And the person said to me, you have a pretty big platform. You're at a UW-Madison event. If I were that person, I would try to feed you stuff to basically be a shill for the university. And I said to the introducer, well, you know I would have done it, but I wasn't fed it, right? So I would say, of sports media people that are UW-Madison grads, in the sports world, Big Cat is far and away the biggest. I'm not saying I'm second. What I'm saying is the platform I'm on is enormous. And I'm not saying I would be biased in the favor, but having information maybe ahead of time, maybe to be an inside person in a positive way, not unfair, not immoral, would be something you take advantage of. That was not taken advantage of, right? Again, it's not just me. It's how many people in the community right now can say that they have a personal relationship with AD and football coach. And maybe it's thousands, and I don't realize. I do realize that so many people say that about the basketball coach, because the basketball coach realized in order for me to just coach basketball, I have to be in sales first. That letter yesterday almost was an admittance of we got the order wrong. It doesn't mean we got the people wrong. It doesn't mean we can't get it right. It's we thought football would bring money in. Money's going to bring football in.
Yeah.
Wow, that was good.
That was good.
Jason.
It was
very profound, Evan. Very profound.
I think you make a good point, but I disagree in this way. I just thought it was incredibly, and again, it pains me to be this person on this panel, but I found it to be tone deaf. There are a lot of people that are extremely frustrated with where the program is, and basically the way I read it was, well, that's because we're not giving it enough support. That's basically the reason why the program is where it is. And I found that to
Meaning
be...
it's our fault? Like, it's our fault
Yes.
as alum and fans?
Yes. And look, I have not contributed to the NIL funding, so if you want to blame me, that's fine. I'm not Big Cat or Evan Cohen.
You read it as like,
Yes,
I'm not Big Cat.
you're right. I was making a joke, but yes, that's how I read it. And again, look, I don't understand what exactly would placate the fan base right now. I would
Let me ask you this, Jason. If that statement yesterday, because I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to really hone in on what you're saying.
Yeah.
If that statement you read yesterday, I haven't done a good enough job connecting with you so you can support us.
Yeah, I read it as we need more of your money or we're going to be bad for a really long time.
No, I'm saying, would you rather have read it as the way I just said it?
Yes.
I am the athletic director. I have not done a good enough job of connecting with you, alumni, fan, former player, in order for you to understand the importance of supporting us. This is on me, and I plan to connect with you in a way that I haven't previously to make sure you understand the greatness of this university and this program, and I'm starting immediately. I'm bringing people in. I'm bringing alumni in. I'm bringing fans in. I got a private tour. I'll shout out Ben Brust, who set my family and I up with a private tour of the Kohl Center with some of the staff from the basketball team. I can't tell you how wonderful they were. And maybe there are a million other people that have done that from a football perspective, but now is the time where you're going to have to go all in with this. Go look at your season ticket, your season ticket holders. How many of them have been to the locker room that Tausch played out of? That they like. I know that sounds stupid, but that's the kind of. Well, you get what I'm saying. The grassroots stuff to make people feel like they're a part of it needs to happen. If it's not, I don't know that it's not, but if it's not.
Yeah,
so
especially
Jason,
if you're asking
what would
for money.
If you're advising Mac or the UW, you already had your meeting with the State Journal a couple weeks ago. How would you advise Mac to go forward from a messaging standpoint?
So
because the message is gonna be, what is it, Rorschach? Is that what where you're gonna hear and see what you want to see? Or some razor?
Yep.
Oxen's
How about
razor?
sitting down with the two of you for an hour? How about sitting down with Alvarez on his show for an hour? How about sitting down with KBN for an hour? I mean, do the rounds. Be out there.
So
you guys, let's be honest. You guys are as safe a landing place as anybody from the university could be a part of it. And when I say safe, I mean questions that need to be asked will be asked, but they will be asked from two people that want to see the best from the school that they graduated from, right? And so I think, I don't know the answer. Has McIntosh ever been on with you guys in studio for an hour?
Not in studio, no.
Has Pickle ever been in studio with you for an hour?
No.
Their studio, the university studio.
Jesse, have either of those two ever been on Barry's show with you and Tarek and Derek?
No.
Okay. Now I can't assume that Jesse's requested these people. They're A-listers in Madison and the state of Wisconsin. I can't assume that.
He doesn't book guests.
That's not his deal.
I can guarantee you an invitation has been extended to Chris McIntosh to join us at any time he would like to join us on the Barry Alvarez Show.
Right. So literally, him sitting there and this simple question, Chris, what has gone wrong? That's it. We're done. Every answer, every question after that can go based on that. What has gone wrong? Why have things gone wrong? How have they gone wrong? What will go right? How will they go right? Why will they go right? What can we do to help? What do you need to do better? Why should we believe in the program and the athletic department moving forward? These are not difficult questions. The answers are difficult, but the questions are not. And you're saying, what can they do? We need you in more of a human setting. Go drive down to Chicago, knock on Barstool's door, and say, Big Cat, I'm here. Let's go to work. Fly in, knock on our door in New York at ESPN. Let's go. We'll put you on. Let's go.
Don't you think, Evan, that the worst thing, aside from their own issues themselves, with their program and the failures and the back-to-back shutouts and everything else, don't you think the worst thing that's happened to Wisconsin football is Indiana football?
No, because I think you're assuming that Wisconsin fans think about other Big Ten schools. I don't necessarily think about it that way. I think when we're good, we do. Because, Jason, Indiana is so far above what we are right now. Like, can we be Iowa first?
Well, what I'm saying is that
Because
because I definitely have alumni friends that the first thing out of their mouths is, why is Indiana able to do this and we're not? That is the first thing I hear from them.
This is the thing. I don't believe the hire was wrong. I believe it hasn't worked out yet.
Right, and I'm not saying that if they had hired Kurt Signetti, whose brother was the Packers quarterbacks coach for a brief period, and I don't know Kurt Signetti at all. I'm saying they must have gotten it right more than just the coach, right? They're not Is Indiana winning purely by the force of nature of Kurt Signetti's personality?
Well, but remember, he brought everybody with him from James Madison.
I understand.
We're going to find out after that
yeah, I get it. But they're like second in the country, right? They must have.
Right, and Coach Fickle had one of the best teams in America at Cincinnati, right?
In a previous incarnation of college football, though.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. I mean, this is the thing.
Right.
Like, we're not heading right now in the right direction, and it's sad with someone like Jason Wilde, who wants to just not take a stance on things as much as possible, takes the strongest stance of everyone speaking right now.
Harsh but fair. Harsh
they
but
got
fair.
Jason Wilde to turn on them without ever talking to Jason Wilde. Jason Wilde will turn on you once you say a word to him, then he'll turn on you. But without them saying a word, that's tough.
Not sure if you're speaking from experience or what. Look,
EFCO,
not currently. I don't
ahead,
feel that
Jason.
way, but in the past.
Yeah, look, the bottom line, for me anyway, is that I have a much greater level of respect for people that take ownership. I have said this about Jordan Love multiple times. It's Aaron Rodgers week, by the way, in case you haven't heard. Packers playing Aaron Rodgers. No, they're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, Matt LaFleur told us. But Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers have been epically great players. Did they take ownership when they made mistakes publicly? That was not one of their strengths. I am a big believer in, hey, we've screwed this up. We need to be better. And the tone of the letter as I read it was, we need more of your money. It did not strike the tone of, this is on us. We have not navigated the waters, the choppy waters of this new era of collegiate athletics the way we needed to. And that's on us. We need your help, but we have a better idea of how to do it now. This is the conversation we've had with Luke Fickell when he's been on the show, with Chris McIntosh when he's been on the show, with Greg Gard when he's been on the show, is that it is hard, and I get it's hard. It's hard for anybody that doesn't have Phil Knight's Nike money like Oregon does, or the SEC schools that are powerhouses that have the money that they have, or Penn State that can afford a $49 million buyout.
Jason, so
Evan,
let's talk about that for a second. So I don't remember who told me this, and I apologize for not remembering, but it was one of the smartest things I heard. And it was a hypothetical example, but it also could be used practically. I was talking to someone, and Tausch may know, I don't remember this, and they said to me, if you don't have NIL money or enough for football, do something that no one else will want so they can't take your players. So what are you talking about? The person said, run the wishbone offense. No one will try to get your guys because no one runs the wishbone. If you're going to say, what do you expect us to do? We need more of your money. Well, there's a reason the movie Moneyball exists. It's finding value where others don't. Like, the Oakland A's have won a lot of games. Tampa Bay Rays have won a lot of games doing things differently. So, if Wisconsin, I'm making up numbers, operates on $1 million budget, but Ohio State and Michigan operate on a $20 million budget, where's your money ball? What are you doing that others don't to make up for the cost? Do something where somebody would say, I don't want those players because they literally can't fit in my system. They haven't done any of that. Tausch.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question? Let's pretend. Yeah. You've done a good job staying out of this, and I think Jason and I deserve a ton of credit for keeping you out of this. So please, a thank you note from you to us afterwards. I would like a dramatic reading. Of the McIntosh letter by Jesse Nelson in multiple accents at some point. So like his Boston accent, the British accent. I'd like the McIntosh letter. Mark Tauscher, if you were the AD, I don't want to say if you were Chris McIntosh, if you, Mark Tauscher, were the AD, let's say Mac won the lottery and he's like, Tausch, all yours, I'm out of here. I don't need to do this anymore.
All right.
What's your first move? Yeah. What are you doing, Tausch? What's your first move?
I don't know. It would be irresponsible for me to answer that without knowing what's going on behind the scenes. Like, so it would be irresponsible for me to answer that question.
Oh, well, then you just answered the question. Your first move would be to truly. No, yes, you did. Your answer would be to truly investigate. Not that there's something wrong, but to learn what is going on behind the scenes to get us to the place we're at right now. Then that's your first move.
There you go.
Inside out. You're looking inside out.
All right, Evco, before you go, we got to get at least your thoughts on this. Who's this game more important to on Sunday? Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers or Aaron Rodgers?
Well, here's the craziest thing. We had a moment this morning on our show where in a break, and I brought it to air, Canty said to Dan Graziano, ESPN NFL reporter, what's up with the Packers? And Graz said, you mean the number one seed in the NFC?
Mm-hmm.
And we all took a step back and we're like, wait, what? What is happening here? How did that happen? So I guess you could make the argument it's more important to the Packers basically just to keep the one seed. Of course, the Rodgers part of it makes a lot of sense and is I think it's both important and interesting. I heard Mike Vrabel say this weekend, going back to Tennessee as a Patriots coach, it's interesting, not important. This is interesting and important, okay? I don't think that anyone believes the Packers made the wrong move in moving on from Aaron Rodgers. But I think that it's probably more important in terms of the football to the Packers and the personal to Rodgers. Of course, Rodgers is going to want to make them pay. The reality is, how can they pay when they're the one seed?
Yeah, and it's an out-of-conference game. It's not going to factor into their tiebreaker. Well, I mean, the Packers have a tie, which is weird in and of itself. But it pales in comparison to what occurred in 2009. Like, does Rodgers want to beat them? And all? Yes, all that stuff exists. Is probably not going to be the narrative from him when he does a Zoom call with us later in the week. But you know how he is wired. And you know he would love to play at an extremely high level. And you know who else would love to do that? Jordan Love, who has a great relationship still with Rodgers, which is certainly different than the way things played out during their time together with Favre and Rodgers. But there is the level of animosity and vitriol and all the stuff. Like, Tausch can tell you, the Packers in 2009 were derailed by their obsession with beating Favre. Mike McCarthy has admitted that after that. So that, I don't get that sense that that is the case here. They're like amicably divorced.
I mean, nobody, this is absurd to say what I'm about to say, and it's Tuesday, but I feel like nobody's talking about it yet. It's going to be a huge deal, but it doesn't, Favre Week, not that you're not, I'm saying nationally, Favre Week was national and local, right?
Yep.
I mean,
you're 100% right.
Jason, what is your dream scenario for Rodgers Sunday night besides him texting you first before you text him first? Go ahead.
I'm proud to say I'm not the only one who expresses frustration with his communication.
Caleb Presley. Have you seen the Caleb Presley bit this week with Halliburton?
No.
Caleb Presley is hysterical. Content creator, brilliant Sunday conversation. He did a bit, and he was talking to Tyrese Halliburton, and he did something about, I reached out to Aaron Rodgers to ask him for advice for you recovering from the Achilles. And Halliburton was like, well, what did he say? He goes, nothing. He never responds to me. And then he went through his text messages and showed how many text messages he sent to Rodgers since he went on with Caleb Presley. And Rodgers has never responded once, but he doesn't stop texting him. He'll send him pictures and all these messages knowing Rodgers will never respond. It's unbelievable.
I got a response after the Thursday night game, and I've not gotten one since. So I'm glad he's doing a Zoom call. We look forward to him talking with us in the Green Bay media. This, to me, is a really interesting story for all the opposite reasons of what we had in 2009. That's why I think it's interesting, is because it's such a different vibe.
That they get along and they can end in a happy way one day, and that he's going to have the jersey retired, the Ring of Honor, whatever it may be, like all Packers Hall of Fame, that it's actually not debatable as to how he rides off into the sunset.
Yeah, and it does, look, if he was quarterbacking the Bears, this is an entirely different discussion. The Favre thing when he was in New York was not, like, if they'd have had the Jets on the schedule in 2008, yeah, it would have been a story, and yeah, he would have wanted to shove it up Ted's you-know-what, but it just was different because it was the Vikings, and it would be different if it wasn't the Steelers, it was the Bears, but it ain't. It's the Steelers.
And in many ways, playing for the Steelers is an homage to the Packers. I'm finishing my career with the team that most resembles where my career was made. And I love that kind of environment, just not the current version of it for him, so much. I tried to find that somewhere else, and that was the closest thing to it.
Evan, this was a great conversation between you and me, and Tausch's contributions about isotoner gloves were outstanding.
Fred McGriff.
Gosh, you did a tremendous job. I mean, I know the content director in Madison, Ashton Rotman, has a great air check for you. There's going to be a lot of feedback, all the great things that happen. Hello?
There we go.
Mark Tauscher, are you alive?
Less is more.
See you, everybody.
Yes, less is more.
That is Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike, which you can hear across ESPN Wisconsin every single day. That was fun. Was I uncomfortable at times? Yeah, I was, but we found a way. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Badger legend and KBN's own Brad Nortman keeping it honest. From missed chances to keeping Wisconsin kids home to fractured relationships on the recruiting trail, the former punter shares what's disappointed him the most.
Every high school football coach I talk to, there is no relationship with Coach Fickle or any of the coaching staff. There is zero intention to try to keep Wisconsin kids in the program. There is a major disconnect between what a Wisconsin head coach should be doing of reinforcing the culture and what is currently being done, and the symptom is what is on the field.
Get a whole house of new Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow. Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Visit PellaWI.com today.
It's football season in Wisconsin and the energy is electric. Get ready to fuel up the hype with Monster Energy. With bold flavors and that legendary kick, Monster gives you the power to go all 4 quarters. Whether you're tailgating before the big game, watching with friends at home, or catching every play at your favorite spot. Because game day isn't just about football. It's about bringing the energy wherever you are. Let's go! Stop by your local Piggly Wiggly to pick up a Monster Energy drink today. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
It's frightening, but the rewards are thrilling if you're brave enough to enter the prize-filled graveyard at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. On Saturday, October 25th, 3 brave souls will enter the graveyard every half hour from 1 p.m. till 5. These 27 winners will each have a chance of escaping with $3,000 in cash. That's up to $81,000 in total prizes. So be here for Graveyard Grabs, the scariest game in town. Grab your friends. Get to
The biggest games.
Back-to-back state championships. Still going, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Wanakee.
The most compelling stories.
Where are you going to be playing basketball next year?
I'm proud and excited to announce that I'll be going to the University of Charleston.
We are now joined by the Executive Director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
When you tell me I'm a wreck, you say that I'm a mess. How could you expect anything less? You latched onto me, then cried how strong you alone. I told you when you asked, I knew this wouldn't last. At least I could be honest about that. And now you're telling everyone how I only did you wrong. I guess you never know.
Great conversation with Evan Cohen, but I got to be honest, as much as it was substantive about the Badgers and the football program and Chris McIntosh's letter and everything else, I am 100% in full agreement with Mark Tauscher on the isotoner gloves. 100% Team Tausch. Again, let me just reiterate. A crucial plot point in the American cinematic classic Ace Ventura, he is abducted while he is doing an isotoner gloves commercial.
Mm-hmm.
That is product placement at the highest level.
Would you have ever heard of isotoner gloves if it wasn't for Dan Marino? Now,
they'd just be
Gatorade,
one of the many
you'd hear
random
about
glove
it.
brands.
Nike,
yep,
you'd hear about it. Isotoner, never. There's nothing else like it ever.
I'm on your team. Now, I would like to point out our big cat, Josh DiMaggio, after we segued into our discussion about Badger athletics, pointed out the George Foreman grill.
Yeah, that's
which probably surpasses it because they didn't rename isotoners Merinos.
The merino gloves. Yeah, it's the George
They might
Foreman
have used
grill.
merino wool though. Also, Brett Favre with either his copper fits or what was that nose hair trimmer he allegedly shaved an entire beard with in that one commercial. But I don't think anything beyond the George Foreman grill. That one I think might take the cake. But it was a product.
His business.
It was a product that was, yes, it has his name on it. Put your name on it. So, anyway. All right, we want to get to Packers here. I know many of you tune into this here program specifically for that. So we will get to that as we roll on here on Wilde and Tausch. I want to remind you, though, that you got to tune in to Behind the Bucks. The Behind the Bucks podcast is on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. It's presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Behind the Bucks brings you exclusive access and untold stories about the greatest stars and moments in Bucks history. And with the Bucks season right about to start, you're going to want to make sure you're caught up on everything Bucks. Find Behind the Bucks on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts, including Spotify, which I got an update yesterday. Spotify has not been overly helpful to our people, but they have been consistently and ardently working on that, but without results to this point. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Timeout on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Last night on ESPN Madison, the Barry Alvarez Show, live from Hard Rock Casino, Rockford Special 2-hour edition, broke down all things Wisconsin football, including the letter Athletic Director Chris McIntosh sent to fans and supporters of Wisconsin athletics yesterday morning. Coach Alvarez also talking about the fan outrage after the football team has lost 5 consecutive games, and they're calling for the head coach and others to be let go.
If you've never played, if you've never coached, the first thing you do, things go south a little bit, fire everybody. Then what the hell are you going to do? You're going to bring some knuckleheads in here that don't know anything about anything, and you start all over again. Then you're worse than where you started. So you hire people, and you believe in them, you stick with them.
Barry Alvarez last night on the Barry Alvarez Show, full 2 hours, available on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. The Bucs season starts tomorrow night against the Washington Wizards. NBA season tonight on 100.5 ESPN Rockets
Metro
Thunder.
Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. So, let me rewind briefly to Evan's appearance, not about isotoner gloves or the Badgers. Tausch, how do you view Rodgers versus the Packers? How do you view it, having lived through Favre versus the Packers?
Yeah, I think it's more important for Aaron Rodgers. I think the Packers have, I guess if you want to say, won this battle. You know, Aaron, his time in New York was not good. That's probably the nicest way to put it. It didn't work. His time with Pittsburgh seems to be going a little bit better. And, I think Aaron and how that whole thing played out, this is Aaron's more than likely his last rodeo. And I think this would be a big feather in his cap. And I think it would be incredibly meaningful to him. And I don't know if he'll say that. I don't know. The spin will be a lot this week. We already heard Matt LaFleur a little bit with it. I don't think it's nowhere near the amount of vitriol and the angst that we felt. But it is not a normal regular season game either.
No.
It's somewhere in between. And I do think it means a lot to Aaron Rodgers to go out and play really well. And hopefully for him, in his mind, I think he really wants to find a way to win, just to let all the guys that thought he was done and thought it was time to move it along, I think he'd like to be able to say, here's this one more time. That's how I look at it.
I would agree. I would say that, and I don't think it comes from a place of, I want to show him, like, in a negative way, which I do think fueled Rodgers in 2009, for sure.
Favre.
Against Favre, right. No, I'm saying, obviously Favre. I'm saying Rodgers wanting to show Favre, hey, I can live up to this, right? I do think that was part of how he was feeling during those two games.
Oh, yeah, but it was much more so. Yeah, it was much more so on the Favre front.
Right. No. I totally agree. And what I'm saying is that I think now it'll be much more so on the Rodgers side of, I want to show these guys I can still play, right? And I'm, maybe I made LaFleur what he was or whatever it might be. But I do think Jordan wants to play well against Rodgers. Like, I do think that that's important to him. And not just because he wants to give his team the best chance to win. I think he genuinely wants to play well. But their relationship is so different than where Rodgers and Favre's relationship was in 2009 that it just doesn't have the same juice. And how could it, right? Like, my question would be, what other matchups throughout the history of sports have been that charged of a player facing his former team, of Favre?
Brady.
Did he play the Patriots in 2020?
Mm-hmm. Up in Foxborough, and it was incredibly charged, heavily charged.
How did Evan Cohen navigate that situation? Who did he root for?
No, he wasn't doing a show on ESPN Radio at the time. Yeah, don't know.
Okay. So I'm eager to see how it plays out. Yesterday, though, we had Matt LaFleur at the podium, and there's a young guy from WFRV up here His name's Carson, and he's the first one to ask a Rodgers-related question. And it was, in my opinion, very innocuous the way he asked it, but he did say, "You're playing Aaron Rodgers." And Matt LaFleur pounced. Here's how this went yesterday.
Playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, who happen to have Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it's as simple as that. That is for you guys to talk about. Granted, I mean, we've got a lot of respect and love for Aaron. I mean, what he's done here, I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. And I know, like, our past together, we had a lot of great moments. But this game is not about that. It's about going to Pittsburgh, Sunday Night Football. Our guys will be jacked up. Their guys will be jacked up. It's about the Green Bay Packers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that's for you guys to talk about all those other storylines.
So if it's for us to talk about, you still have to, do you still address it with your guys with the message you just gave us? Or how do you, because you can't just pretend that it's not happening, right? You don't not mention them at all, do you?
I think a lot of these, I don't even know if many of these guys played with him. So, I mean, there's a few guys, but yeah, I think that's just, yeah, it's for you guys. I'm going to talk about how we, just like we do every week, what is our blueprint and what are our keys in order to go to Pittsburgh, which is a damn good football team and a really tough, hostile environment, and try to play our best. Because we haven't put our best yet to date. So we've got a lot of work to do.
All right, so I have never been in the locker room when the coach addresses the team. You talk about messaging all the time, right? You've taught us that if you hear a lot of guys saying the same stuff that the coach said earlier in the week in the team meeting, that means your messaging has been effective. 1-0 every week, which has become I'll tell you this. I heard that during the Brett Bielema era in Madison. There's lots of coaches that have used it. I had not heard Packers players ever use that until after the Rasheed Walker, we could go undefeated, and they got beat. And now I hear 1-0 every week, all the blank in time. Clearly, Matt LaFleur wanted that to be his messaging. My question for you, Mark Tauscher, is, do you really go into a week where you're playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who happen to have Aaron Rodgers, and you don't mention Aaron Rodgers to the team in your messaging at all? Is that really how this will play out?
No, but I do think it won't be highlighted. It's not going to be like the Minnesota-Green Bay rivalry. That will not be in play. I do think it's interesting for everybody that got after Sheeto for his statement. Seems like it worked. He was able to get everybody to refocus with this new messaging of being 1-0 every week after Sheeto said we're going to go 17-0 and go win a World's Championship. So I think we gave him grief at the time. Now we should maybe flip it.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the Favre component to it, it's more about how to handle the messaging with y'all than about because the offensive guys aren't going to give a rip.
Right.
Like, Rasheed Walker doesn't care what Aaron Rodgers is doing. Now, Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary, they're going to care. All right, what does he like doing? How to use any information you have on him, checks, and all of the institutional knowledge that maybe Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love have. That will all be in play. But as far as all of the other stuff goes, I do think it's all about making sure your team is focused on the whole, not on just Aaron Rodgers. But I would think some players will have some fun with the Aaron Rodgers component to this, and I'm guessing Micah Parsons will be at the top of that list. And that will be the extent of it. It's not going to be I don't think Matt LaFleur is lying with what he was saying there. I think he's understating it a little bit, but I don't think he's lying at all. I think it will be a story. It is going to be, Jesse, when you do the Green and Gold Preview Friday, that is the storyline. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, we can skip that one.
Put
What's
that
the
in
second
there,
biggest storyline?
Exempt it, because that will be the big storyline. But in the grand scheme of things, there's going to be a lot more, and it is going to be more team-based as far as how this thing shakes out.
All right, I want to get to the Packers kicking situation. I want to get to how the Packers are viewing themselves, and Matt LaFleur talking about coaching guys.
I also want to bring up Rashawn Gary because someone on Twitter, and I don't remember who, so I'm sorry I'm not citing you. We mentioned yesterday that Rashawn Gary made a big play, right?
I'm pretty sure we did, yes. I think we were talking about how they...
Maybe what were you
awkward
saying?
Silence.
No, you jumped in, so I wanted you to finish. I wasn't sure if you had something here.
Yeah, we discussed how they have the lights and sirens in the meeting room, and they finally got their third takeaway of the season on a Strack, I believe.
By Rashawn.
By Rashawn Gary, yes.
Yeah. So I think there's there was a little trade whispers last week, and where is he? And I do think Rashawn hadn't. There's a couple of games that I thought he should have been more impactful, but I think this group is starting to figure out their roles, and that's why I can't wait to see. Hopefully, Devontae Wyatt can get back. So there is the beautiful part about this, and why I haven't been as negative as a lot of people about this group. They are the number 1 seed, and they found ways to win when not playing their best. Now, do we think that they will end up playing their best? Last year they didn't. Every year, this Green Bay Packers team, it feels like really since, I'm not going to go all the way back to Holmgren, but definitely in Mike Sherman's age, other than the 4-12 season, we always were playing our best in November and December.
Yeah,
sometimes it was great, sometimes it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Mike McCarthy, until the year he got fired, always played their best late. Last year was the first real big exemption that I saw in the Matt LaFleur era, and I wonder what he's going to and how he's going to address that, because you're seeing some of the same remnants. Penalties, not creating turnovers, special team blunders. That is still that thing last year when he kept saying sloppy after week 16 and week 17.
Just going to bring that
was
up.
such. If I don't want to hear Matt LaFleur saying after Thanksgiving, if somebody beats us, great. But if we're beating ourselves with sloppiness, I'm concerned. And I hope I don't have to be concerned.
Are you concerned about how you're going to play your prize picks with Aaron Rodgers playing his former team?
No, I'm actually very excited about that. We will take a long, hard look at that. But now is the best time of the year. Jesse just mentioned NBA season. Tipping off. NHL. Drop the puck. World Series action. Oh, it sounds sweet. Everything going on right now, and Prize Picks is here for you to cash in while watching your favorite sports and teams. Which players are going off? Do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a big game? Is Jordan Love going to be able to escape T.J. Watt? You have all these great questions. You get to pick how it plays out, and hopefully you got to make sure that you're right. That is the fun part of Prize Picks. A great way to put it to the test. They also offer injury reboots. So, like last night, Mike Evans gets hurt, but reboot, no big deal. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account during the football season. Sign up for America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Use the code WI. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good
to be right. We'll see what the Packers view as being right about their kicking situation. Asked Matt LaFleur some questions about that yesterday. Curious what Tausch thinks of this line of questioning. We'll find out next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's no second chances. There's no do-overs. We're definitely primed to take that next step. That's the focus and the goal.
This is your Green and Gold Fix on 100.5 ESPN.
It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, sacrifice, pain to get to where you want to go.
This Green and Gold Fix is driven by Metro Ford.
Just what everybody planned for. A kicking controversy in Green Bay after 7 weeks. Veteran kicker Brandon McManus has been sidelined with a right quad injury each of the last 2 weeks. And new kicker Lucas Havrisek a perfect 10 for 10 on field goals and extra points combined, including the new franchise record, 61-yard field goal he hit on Sunday against Arizona. Head coach Matt LaFleur.
It's a great luxury, I would tell you, but certainly we've got to feel confident, and Brandon's got to feel confident that he can go out there and perform to the level that what he's used to performing at.
Time will tell who's handling booting the ball Sunday in Pittsburgh. I'm Alex Strofe.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Grassland butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
The new Piggly Wiggly Pig Points program is here, and earning rewards just got easier. Now you'll earn 10 Pig Points for every $1 you spend, and redeem those points on your favorite products right in the store. It's simple, it's rewarding, and it's all right here at your neighborhood Piggly Wiggly. So shop more, earn more, and save more only at Piggly Wiggly. Sign up today at shopthepig.com.
Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig.
Want to move better, play faster, and compete at a higher level? Train where Wisconsin's top athletes go. Total Athlete Performance. From middle school phenoms to the pros, TAP is Madison's #1 destination for speed, power, and athleticism. Their proven systems, expert coaches, and cutting-edge equipment help you dominate your sport. Can't make it in? Train anywhere with the TAP mobile app. Spots are filling fast, so don't wait. Visit tapwisconsin.com to schedule your free athletic assessment today.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Hold on, I don't wanna know what it's like when you're gone. I don't wanna move on. I don't wanna know what it's like when you're gone for good. You're slipping through my fingertips, a little bit by a little bit. I didn't know the love of you was the happiest I've ever been. So I'm just trying to.
So the Packers currently have 2 kickers. That might seem like a good problem to have. That is one of my pet peeve phrases. It's a good problem to have. Because you're acknowledging in the words that it's still a problem. We know what's better? To not have a problem at all. But Matt LaFleur doesn't see it as a problem right now. So here is how he and I went back and forth yesterday. Tausch, you and I are on the same page. Keep Lucas Havrisek because he is an asset at the moment.
Yes.
We also, I believe, are on the same page saying we're not going to dump Brandon McManus when he's fully healthy in favor of Lucas Havrisek, right?
Correct.
Okay. But we also pointed out yesterday when we were spending more time on the kicking situation than on Rashawn Gary, which, by the way, if they did trade Rashawn Gary, it would open up more opportunities for Kingsley Enagbare, who I know we're both impressed by. But we also pointed out that the current kicker, I guess he's not current, he's the one that's injured, Brandon McManus is 34. He's going to be 35 next July. So he's not a young man.
Kind of
Lucas
expensive.
Havrisik is 26.
Kind of expensive for a kicker, yeah.
Yeah. So these are all things that are kind of part of the equation. But nevertheless, Matt LaFleur sees this as very cut and dried. Here's why. Here's my Q&A with Matt LaFleur about the kicking situation.
Coaches always talk about having a good problem to have. Is that what you have a kicker right now? How do you view your situation with two guys that can put it through the uprights really consistently?
I'd classify it just as that, a good problem.
Well, then it means it's still a problem, though. So
If you look at it that way, it's really not a problem right now because we've got one healthy kicker and the other guy's, fighting his way back.
So are you inclined to, if it was more inconsistent without Brandon, would you be more inclined to let him push to play, or how does that affect your decision making? The fact that Lucas has been as good as he's been.
Yeah, it's a great luxury, I would tell you. But certainly we've got to feel confident, and Brandon's got to feel confident that he can go out there and perform to the level that is what he's used to performing at. And it's always tough when you're dealing with an injury of a body part that you have to use in order to go out there and have success.
So, Tausch, I think you said this yesterday, and maybe I'm misremembering and someone else said this. I can't remember. But I think it was you who drew a very loose comparison to the Vikings and J.J. McCarthy. Am I remembering that wrong?
Continue, maybe. You have
Well,
to
that basically, hey, J.J., take your time. Take your time with that ankle injury. Not that he's unproven like J.J. McCarthy is, but basically, hey, no need to rush back, right? We're doing okay with the guy that's filling in for you. And that was what the crux of my question was if Lucas Havrisik was Braden Narveson right now, do you think that they'd be saying, all right, if you think you could kick through this quadriceps injury, we're going to need you to do that because we just lost to the Arizona Cardinals because our kicker missed an extra point and a makeable field goal, right? So that, Correct. To me, is why they are where they are because Lucas Havrisik's been really good. Made a 61-yarder. Now, this program needs to be careful because we do have a premature crowning history here, including of this Packers defense. I was guilty of that. 85 Bears. Jeff Hafley, if Packers fans want Jeff Hafley as the defensive coordinator moving forward for another year, they're doing a good job of it. They're putting themselves in position for him to be good enough to be the defensive coordinator, but not good enough to be a head coach somewhere else. Bottom line, though, is that if Lucas Havrisik keeps kicking and making all of his kicks, then you don't need to rush Brandon McManus back. And that is, I suppose, a good problem to have. How do you view it?
Yeah. I also noticed LaFleur kind of urinated in your Cheerios about you being Johnny Positive. Did you notice that too?
I did not notice that, no.
You're saying it's a good problem to have, but it's still a problem, and you sound like Morgan Wallen over there. And LaFleur basically said, well, that's if you want to look at it from that lens.
I think of it more
which
as
means
Taylor Swift. It's me, I'm the problem, it's me. But
no, I think his tour was something about you're the problem when it comes to positivity and it was negatively toned.
I believe it was branded I'm the Problem tour, if I remember correctly.
Didn't you go to that show?
But nonetheless, Jason, who claimed to be Mr. Positivity yesterday, very clearly setting up the good problem to have is still a problem, not very positive at all.
I did.
So the point is
That's
still
what
there.
I was saying.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Jesse.
Yeah.
That was my
Team
point.
Tausch on this one. Yeah.
All right, that's a win.
And
for
also on isotoner gloves.
the bottom line on it is, yes, if Havlicek was not kicking well, they would be what?
Nothing. I love how he's morphed into John Havlicek and Lucas Havlicek. He has now become
Havlicek. I want to be
Lucas
respectful.
Havlicek.
Because he's Havlicek. He has done a great job, and I love that story. He's substitute teaching, and then he's making kicks. He's hitting the longest field goal in the history of the organization. There's a lot of great things. If he was struggling, yes, they'd be saying, "Hey, B-Mac, let's go. Get your butt back out here."
Right.
Now they have that luxury. And the question will be when B-Mac gets back, what are you doing with old boy? I mean, that's really what the question is going to be. And that's when it's going to be interesting because
sounds like a
plenty
problem.
of teams need kicking. No, it's not a problem. It will be a how do we want to approach this? The only way it would be bad is if you end up getting rid of him for nothing and he becomes a star kicker for Detroit or Chicago or Philly or somebody that can come back and beat. That would be.
And Brandon McManus struggles?
I don't believe. Right now, if you had to say, Havlicek is on this football team for the whole season, yes or no?
No.
I think he is.
For the remainder of the year?
Yep. Either as a practice squad member or a
well, you can't get him to the practice squad without cutting him, though. So if you cut him, somebody's going to claim him at this point, right?
Maybe. You don't know that.
Yeah, I don't. You're right. I definitely don't know that.
I think Goody has been really smart about who he knows has a big value and who will get snapped up. And I believe the fact that they only got 51 guys, they got 2 slots that they're playing with.
Well, no, because they added
they added
Jacob
right?
Monk.
Well, how many
back.
they got?
I will fact check that. They may be at 53 now.
That's still 53 with both. I think he is too valuable unless he struggles immensely in Pittsburgh. I don't know how you could get rid of him. Because you know what happens with older players when they have muscle pulls?
They continue to be an issue.
It does not usually just snap your fingers and go away.
No, you're right.
And if you have a championship team and you have a guy that you feel like is very dependable at a very important place, you don't get rid of those people. So, yes, I think he's going to be on the roster the rest of the season.
All right, we need to. We're way behind here, and I do want to get to a couple other things that we talked about with Matt LaFleur, and we want to get to Jesse's favorite thing about Tuesday's power rankings. I watched some of those Jones Dairy Farm videos. You were not overselling them. They're great. You guys did a great job on them, and they do a great job at Jones Dairy Farm.
Well, we had a great dish last night. I don't know if you guys have tried their pork.
Braunschweiger?
All natural. No, the pork. It's pork sausage. They have chicken and turkey, but we had a dish last night that I told Sarah was her best she's ever made. And, of course, it was the pork sausage.
Well, she's not being banned from the kitchen.
Well, she's passed. She's passed. This was more stovetop than it was in the oven. But our kids said the same thing. It was phenomenal. It goes in, and it was some type of an orchetta with some spinach. It was, but it's the all-natural pork sausage. It's got a little bit of kick, and it was just a little crispy on the fry of it. It was beautiful. And, of course, Jones Dairy Farm, they have it all natural sausage, pork, chicken, turkey, the whole deal, all with the original family recipe. None of those fillers, nitrates, MSG, none of that stuff, all natural. You go ahead, find your Jones Dairy product at jonesdairyfarm.com. We've got another big video shoot coming up we're excited about. We got a special guest star, non-family this time, that will be out there. I can't
Farmer
tell much
Jones?
more. Maybe. We'll see. And then, of course, we have Max coming up later in the shooting season. So
Jace Rindall, EW Whitewater head football coach.
How are they doing?
Big win last week.
Everyone
I know
in
you've
the
been an avid
conference,
fan, Jason. So,
like, all the teams in the conference are tied except for 2 for first play. Like, everybody's like 4-1 or 5-1. I saw the other day.
Claire's having a tough go of it, right?
Yeah, I think Eau Claire and Stevens Point might be the two that are the odd ones out, but then there's like this circle, this loop of WIAC football where Whitewater beat whoever, Way beat Platteville, Platteville beat Oshkosh, however it worked out. Everybody's beating each other once. It's crazy.
Eau Claire and Stevens Point are winless. The other 6 teams are all 2-1 in the conference.
Yeah, competitive.
There you have it. More Wilde and Tausch talking WIAC football next, so stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
Hi, it's Jason Wilde from Wilde and Tausch, inviting you to join me July 5th on a journey through the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. We'll take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about a scenic train ride through the rolling green hills that lead us right into the medieval city of York? It's all part of this incredible journey. From iconic landmarks to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. To learn more about this amazing adventure, text TRAVEL to 844-770-3776 or visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com for full details.
Mark Tosher here for Pizza Hut, and let me tell you, Pizza Hut delivers a win every time with the Big Dinner Box. For just $19.99, get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Feed your whole team for one unbeatable price. Choose your crust, hand-tossed, pan, thin and crispy, or even tavern style. Order now for delivery or carry-out at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. The Big Dinner Box for just $19.99, only at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every weekday 4 to 6 and follow at Jim, Matt, Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions presented by Siding Unlimited. Trust Siding Unlimited with your next window and door project.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best local sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
Striving for excellence is exactly what we do.
Our suite of master craftsmen ensure every roof we install will last.
We believe in giving you exceptional results.
And the satisfaction and durability you want with your suite of metal roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Suita. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Suita metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Suita Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
It's the best time of the year, and you know what that means for me. It's tailgating season. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. For my friends at Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. If you're in Madison tailgating before a game, there's only one thing to do to elevate your experience, and that's bring it with Door County Distillery. Whether that's the cherry brandy for your old-fashioned, the single malt whiskey, or any of the gins, vodkas, and in-betweens, Door County Distillery has you covered. Find the retailer nearest you at doorcountydistillery.com.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
We're on the Badgers.
This is the product we're getting. This is the 2025 Wisconsin Badgers.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
My question right now is, when is enough enough?
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN.
All right, one more thing from yesterday with Matt LaFleur, and I learned this from Mark Tauscher many years ago, and apparently Matt LaFleur learned it from Mike Shanahan, because for a team that won the game, speaking of people that are positive or negative, Matt LaFleur has sounded particularly negative, both after the game and again yesterday, about the way his team is playing, despite being, as Tausch and Evan Cohen and apparently Dan Graziano pointed out, right now, if the season ended today, they'd be the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Let's go.
Here's Matt LaFleur talking about coaching guys hard after wins.
Now, why is it, I don't want to say easier, but better for coaches to be able to coach hard after a win? Because you've said that before. Like, if you guys lose that game, you still want to get the same things corrected, but it's a what kind of approach are you able to take? Because you still found a way to win, even though you're not perfect.
Yeah, I mean, because people are a little bit. I mean, winning can mask a lot of things if you allow it to, but inevitably, if these things are going to show up down the road, so you got to make sure whether it's a win or a loss. You still got to correct. There's a lot of things to be corrected. But I think that, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think just working for Mike Shanahan, that was always when you could be toughest on your team was after a win. And that's because guys are probably happy and not as down. There's a lot of time, energy, and effort that goes into this thing. And it's natural when you care about something so much and you put everything into it and you don't get the outcome that you want, there's some disappointment there. So not that you turn a blind eye to correcting things, you certainly address, but I do think you can be a little bit more hard when addressing those issues after a win.
So Tausch, when you look at where this team is, how hard does he need to be on them to get them to where they need to be?
I think he needs to push here a little bit, because the things that have gone wrong, it's penalties. You're still not executing consistently enough, and you don't want to beat people into the dirt, but you want to continue to emphasize the little things that will make a big difference, and whether that's route depth, or ball placement, or continuing to go for turnovers with what was that whole deal that they did during training camp?
The ball king.
The ball king. You put all that emphasis during camp. You want to start seeing some of the results. And right now, those are the things that I think you really want to focus on, because I think Matt LaFleur realizes they're very fortunate to be where they're at, which is the number 1 seed, because they have not played consistently strong football for a game yet, really, since Detroit. So that is the best place to be as a coach, is that you can you're not having to build guys back up and kind of be a little Wilde-ish, where it's like patting him on the keister and, oh, little Johnny, here,
very
grab
positive.
An orange slice. Things are going to be okay. It's more, all right, this is good. We're trending, but if we want to get where we need to go, we need to refocus and get this stuff corrected, and we need to do it yesterday. And I think that's where coaches love living, because coaches are paranoid. If things are going too good, they are looking over their shoulders saying, what's coming down the hill? Because every coach knows it's never going to be easy.
Right.
Nothing is ever going to be easy. And when you're sitting here and you feel like you haven't played your best and you're 4-1-1 at the top of the conference, you're kind of almost looking like it might almost feel a little impostery.
Yeah.
At this point.
Mm-hmm. Great.
And that's not bad. Joe Thomas made his whole career on an imposter deal.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a bad spot to be, but you want to get confidence. You want guys to have a ton of confidence every week that if we do what we do, we're going to win football games. And I think that team has that already. Now it's just cleaning stuff up. You can't win a ton of games with 16 penalties. You're just not going to beat good teams consistently. And I think Arizona's a better team than we all give them credit for, too.
Yeah, he said that yesterday.
Well, I would agree with him.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
It's 10:58. We got another segment to go, man.
I'm actually saying, let's get this thing moving.
Well, I never know. It's hard to read your imitation of my myips.
If I go myrp, that's a little different than
yerp or nerp or myp.
A subtle yip is an acknowledgement. All right, I think we're done here.
We're going to get to Power Rankings Tuesday next. But if it's talking about banks and their customer service, well, Associated Bank's ranked at the top of those power rankings. They've got the awards to prove it. Plus, they've got Packers, Badgers, and Brewers checking. They've got early pay. They've got credit monitoring. They've got fraud protection. They've got everything you want. So what are you waiting for? Make the switch to Associated Bank. Go to AssociatedBank.com to do so. Power Rankings Tuesdays next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Feel the thrill, chase the excitement, and win big. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels, celebrating 91 years with savings on furniture and mattresses. Trusted for quality and comfort. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Badger legend and KBN's own Brad Nortman keeping it honest. From missed chances to keeping Wisconsin kids home to fractured relationships on the recruiting trail, the former punter shares what's disappointed him the most.
Every high school football coach I talk to, there is no relationship with Coach Fickle or any of the coaching staff. There is zero intention to try to keep Wisconsin kids in the program. There is a major disconnect between what a Wisconsin head coach should be doing and what is currently being done, and the symptom is what is on the field.
Get a whole house of new Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow. Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just the priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
When it comes to your health, do you want to buy something online or do you want to meet with someone local?
a local doctor with a family-owned business that cares about you. That's right. You want to meet with Nestor Rodriguez and Ashley Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. You have questions about cryotherapy, red light therapy, hormone replacement treatments, GLP-1s, or you just want to have a great workout. Carbon World Health is there for you. They have a new location in Sun Prairie, and they have their original location in Madison. So when it comes to your health, there's nowhere better to go than Carbon World Health in Madison and now in Sun Prairie.
Don't be haunted by high prices this Halloween. Metro Ford of Madison has frightfully good deals waiting just for you. Right now, drive home the all-new 2025 Ford F-150 or F-150 STX, or escape the ordinary in a 2025 Ford Escape, both with just 2.9% APR for up to 66 months, only $16.41 per month for $1,000 finance. But hurry, these scary good offers vanish November 3rd. Visit MetroFordOfMadison.com today, where the deals are a treat, never a trick.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
All right, confession time. I read this week's power rankings, so I know where the Packers are.
Okay.
And it's interesting. It's very interesting.
Come on. Why do you do that?
Because I like to read.
It's fun to unveil them with you guys.
I know, but I'm a reader. I'm a voracious reader, and I'm very positive. Time now for our ESPN NFL Power Rankings.
Tausch, since the game is only for you, how would you like to go about guessing or commenting on the power rankings
Why
this
don't
week?
you just tell me where they are?
I'll just guess the top 5.
All right, let's hear it. Give me your top 5, and then I will unveil how close you are to ESPN's top 5.
You want mine or what I think they're going to be? Because they're going to have Indy as number 1.
They are not.
I don't.
They are not going to have Indy at number 1.
Oh, they don't. They have Kansas City at number 1.
Still wrong.
You're guessing again. Just tell us who your top 5 is, and then we'll compare. That seems to work
All
better.
right, I have Kansas City at number 1. I have Indianapolis at number 2. I will have Green Bay at 3. I will have Detroit at 4. And at 5, I'll put Philadelphia. That's my top 5.
All right, so the good news is you have 3 of the top 5 teams correctly guessed, and you have 1 of them in the exact position.
That's the good news?
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Not bad.
The number...
You got 60% of it right only. That's like a D.
The number 1 team, well, if you're there's 1 point for getting the team and then 1 point for getting it in the right spot. So I'd give them a C on it. C's get degrees. Number 1, the Detroit Lions in this week's ESPN NFL Nation Power Rankings. Despite not being first in their conference or in their own division, the Lions check in at number 1.
Hey, didn't they lose to somebody early in the year, too?
They did. Yeah, they did. Number
the G&G.
Number 2, the Indianapolis Colts. That's the one you got spot on. They are number 2. Number 3, where you had the Green Bay Packers in your rankings, is where the Philadelphia Eagles land in ESPN's rankings. So that's your top 3. Lions.
I won't argue with that.
Lions, Colts, Eagles.
Oh, my.
Number 4, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Nah.
Falling to 5-2 with a loss to the Lions on Monday Night Football last night.
They were number 1 last week.
They were. And your number 5 team, fresh off a big victory across the pond, the Los Angeles Rams in at number 5.
Sure.
Devontae still got it.
Yeah, he seems pretty good.
Number 6, because I know you're wondering, the Buffalo Bills. Number 7, your number 1 the Kansas City Chiefs in at 7 off a 31-0 shutout win over the Raiders.
They had been number 9 the previous week.
And that means down 2 spots from number
After a
6
win.
to number 8, the Green Bay Packers, 8th in the ESPN NFL Nation Power Rankings this week.
What do you make of that?
Yeah, it's all short-sighted. I get it. The Chiefs have the championship pedigree. I probably went Philly at 5 because they can't run the football, man. Like, that team is built on running the football, and they can't. Like, they can't at all. So I don't trust them, even though I'm a nut whack guy. I don't trust their running the football. I'll be curious in a couple weeks for that Green Bay-Philly matchup. That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But Green Bay is the number 1 seed in the conference, man. I think that matters.
Apparently not.
We are a results business. This isn't just who looks pretty and all the vanity and all this other cute stuff. I get that the eye test is in play, but at some point you got to look at the standings, people, because the standings usually 1 and 2 seeds typically end up going to the Super Bowl. Now, I know the Packers had 1 seeds twice and didn't, and I've heard plenty about it, and that's fair. But it usually matters. And through 7 weeks or 7 games, 6 games, I guess, for the G&G, they're the best. They have the best winning percentage, which is what this goes off of, and a win against this group's number 1. The math ain't mathin', as we like to put it. The math ain't mathin'.
In fairness, there are 6 other NFC teams that have more wins than the Green Bay Packers. But the Packers are the number 1 seed if the season were to end today.
Have I not taught you guys? This is so irritating.
It's the
Have I not
loss
taught
column.
you guys?
Loss
Thank
column.
you. Thank you.
So, well, I would
Thank
like an official apology from you two then, because you, especially you, old T, you came on here after that Cowboys game and said that tie was a loss for the Packers. Very clearly,
Yeah, emotionally.
that was not a loss because
it was.
they're in first place in the conference because of it.
Emotionally, it was a loss. We're a better team, and our defense filled its britches. So they felt like it was a loss. But no, a tie's a tie. That's why LaFleur played for the tie instead of the win.
It's like kissing your
instead
cousin.
of the loss. That tie was a loss at that point. But when the standings come out, the reason you kick the field goal and don't throw a Hail Mary is because you know it matters. It mattered back when Matt Flynn led the squad back against the Vikings.
It's true.
You don't want a tie. And when you're a really good team that you think you should beat and you tie, you feel like you lost. We all felt like it was a loss, but 2 weeks later, that tie, as Jesse just eloquently put, puts our loss column, which is what matters, because other teams play more games, and you guys, I don't know why you guys have such a hard time understanding that.
Let me interrupt so you can tell us about Kohler Services in a second. But Ron in the key is yelling at you in the YouTube comments. In all caps, you do not believe Green Bay is better than Detroit right now or the Chiefs. You believe today.
I don't believe they're better than the Chiefs. I didn't rank them higher.
I'm just reading what he wrote. So you do.
Well, I don't want Ron sewering me. I didn't say that.
You believe right now at 11:11 on Tuesday, October 21st, year of our Lord 2025, that the Green Bay Packers are better than the Detroit Lions at this exact moment.
Yes, absolutely yes. Yes. We're more talented. We have more talent.
Not sure I agree.
Our quarterback's better. I watched Goff spin it away twice last night. Jared Goff is a really – how great was Jared Goff when he played our defense? Was he Charlie Checkdown or was he Jared Goff?
He was not very good in the opener. I would say that teams evolve, though, over the course of the season, and they do appear to have evolved in a positive manner largely.
Sure,
whereas the Packers'
their
defense
shut down.
seems to have devolved a bit. The Packers' defense seems to have devolved a bit from what they were that opener.
As I sit here today, I think it is a coin toss. I think they're both, as I said after we crushed them, don't count out Detroit because we just beat them. But that game mattered, and we're ahead of them. Now, when that switches, if it does, I will adjust. But do I think Green Bay can beat Detroit? Absolutely I can, because I saw it.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you if they're better today at this moment.
Well,
okay.
At some point, we have to go with what actually happens. This isn't college football where you take a 13-0 Florida State team and say, no, their quarterback's out, we can't play. Results matter. And if they don't, let's not play games. Let's just all sit here on Tuesdays and say, well, I think they could beat these guys. Well, I think this. Well, no. Results are what they are. We kicked Detroit's keister, and our record's better than theirs is. So do I think they can win and they're better? The results say they are. Because you struggled against Cleveland. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what? It happens. Weekly, this stuff does happen. And Detroit is still a really good team that could beat Green Bay. And yes, I don't poo-poo Detroit at all. But you're acting like I'm saying I'm splitting the atom tomorrow. They've beaten them, and they could beat them again. Yes.
Make your bathroom and shower. Make your shower and bathtub better, because the results matter.
You get me all riled up with Ron. Now he's going to say to hit 12, not versus the 13. He's going to tell me that aces shouldn't go against kings, queens. Like,
oh, yeah. Hey, by the way, I hit a 12 against a 13 and lost bad yesterday. So whoever gave us that advice, terrible.
But you didn't get any noodles.
It's not the results. Don't play the results. It's the process. And you want great results? Kohler Services has you covered. Refreshing offer right now with a great result of a bath or shower remodel from our friends at Kohler Services. And this month only, you get 0% financing for 12 months, plus a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. My old buddy Chris from Oostburg, one of their many skilled installers. They'll come and demo your bath or shower, remove it, dispose of it before installing your brand new dream shower. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote. You get fast professional installation. That is always included. Again, that is KohlerServicesWI.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch will begin in 2 minutes, believe it or not. So please stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Wisconsin Surplus in Mount Horeb, your homegrown auction powerhouse. From government assets to vehicles and equipment, find your next deal at wisconsinsurplus.com. The Barry Alvarez Show, special 2-hour episode, debuted last night on ESPN Madison and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, live from Hard Rock Casino, Rockford. The former Badgers head coach weighing in on that McIntosh letter, the state of the football program, and more, including fan outrage calling for Luke Fickell and or Chris McIntosh's jobs.
If you've never played, if you've never coached, the first thing you do, things go south a little bit, fire everybody. Then what the hell are you going to do? You're going to bring some knuckleheads in here that don't know anything about anything, and you start all over again. Then you're worse than where you started. So you hire people, and you believe in them, you stick with them.
Find some of the best clips on the ESPN Madison social media platforms, and you can find the full episode available, again, on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel or the ESPN Wisconsin app. NBA season tips off tonight on 100.5 ESPN. Rockets Thunder coverage starts at 6 o'clock after Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And I just heard it in the ESPN Madison Sports Center. So I want Jesse to play this again about Barry Alvarez talking about how if you never played and you never coached, the first thing you say is, let's fire people.
Your cage. That rattles your cage a little bit there, doesn't it?
Maybe a little. Here's Barry Alvarez on the Barry Alvarez Show, or the Jesse Nelson Show with Barry Alvarez, Tarek Saleh, and Derek Engler, live from the Hard Rock Casino Rockford last night.
If you've never played, if you've never coached, the first thing you do, things go south a little bit, fire everybody. Then what the hell are you going to do? You're going to bring some knuckleheads in here that don't know anything about anything, and you start all over again. Then you're worse than where you started. So you hire people, and you believe in them, you stick with them, and support them until the time comes, if that comes, that you know that they can't get the job.
Coach.
All right, so if I may, I think it's hard for me to say that things have gone a little south coming off of back-to-back shutout losses at home with a road game at Oregon at Autzen Stadium up next, first. Secondly, when he and I applaud him for this because he acknowledged his mistake as the athletic director, but when he didn't stand by Gary Anderson for a long time, he recognized, and I'm not saying that this is Gary Anderson 2.0. That's not what I'm saying. I don't know enough about it to be able to say that. Luke Fickell is, in my opinion, on paper, much more qualified. But again, his success at Cincinnati was not during this NIL transfer portal era. I do think that's important to point out. That said, Barry Alvarez didn't stand by Gary Anderson when Gary Anderson wasn't recruiting Wisconsin offensive linemen and changed the brand of what type of football they were going to play. So if you make a mistake, you don't keep living with the mistake. Ron Wolf taught us that. I'm not saying that they should fire Luke Fickell. That is not what I'm saying. But for Barry to dismiss the idea of making a change and that you're going to get some, as he called them, knuckleheads, and you're worse off than you were before. The old Ron Wolf belief is you fire quick and hire slow. You make sure you hire the right person. And whether or not they did is open to debate. There is no debate that things are not going a little bit south. Things have gone poorly. That's why the letter was published by the athletic director. Everyone recognizes that. My point is simply, let's not dismiss people that are suggesting that a change is in order. I understand he's not in the same spot as you are, but he is in a delicate spot, especially after the boo in a bar, don't come to games thing of a couple weeks ago. I totally get it.
Go boo in a bar.
So,
but let's not
from
do
his
this.
perspective, I think what Barry is saying, and I was critical of Coach when he said the boo in a bar thing. I couldn't be critical because it's just too funny.
Go boo in a bar.
The other stuff was obviously it was misguided. In this regard, I think the point that he's making is it's not just, well, everything's going to be great if you do this. If you get rid of coaches and administrators, who do you replace and how do you go about doing that? It's not just, boom, move it along.
Right.
And he sat in both of those chairs, and I think he understood that. And by the way, I don't believe he fired Gary Anderson. Gary Anderson left. Now, whether or not, no, what do you want to say? I don't know. Maybe you have more inner workings. Gary Anderson, I don't think, felt comfortable and was not. Maybe there was more conversations, but he left.
He did.
That is a whole different conversation than when you decide to fire someone. And Mac fired Paul Christ, right?
He did.
And then it was, all right, what are you going to do? And by all accounts, everybody was excited when Mac made the hire that he did. And obviously it has not gone Well, like anybody wanted to.
I wasn't excited.
But for everybody out there, I am not telling fans. I want fans to speak their mind. Brad Nortman went off yesterday.
He did.
I heard his clip.
Yeah.
He went off.
Hmm?
Fans have a right to you have your feelings, and you can feel very strongly about it, and you can still look at it and say, all right, well, that's your prerogative. What do you do next? And that's what Barry is saying there.
Okay, fair enough. We need to play trivia. Jesse, what's our category, and what caller would you like?
Badgers Trivia Tuesday.
Did Gary Anderson leave ahead of the posse that was going to fire him? I don't know. That's not a question. What caller would you like?
How many big
You always say words matter, don't you?
You're
Am I
right.
right?
Hey,
You with the
no.
words matter
That was a very fair correction. That's a very fair correction.
Oh, okay.
I agree with you.
The Packers were 8th in the power rankings this week. Let's do caller number 8.
I kind of feel like we're doing where people are in the standings,
or
it's Badgers trivia.
The highest number in craps is 12. We could do 12.
No, we'll just do 8. You asked for 8. We'll do 8.
Derek Engler, I think, was a big winner at the craps table with the number 8 last night. So however that works,
8 it is.
8 seems like a good number.
8 it is. Caller 8 right now, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 8 plays trivia. By the way, that's the same number that you could text the word travel to. Travel, 844-770-3776. To find out more about our journey to see the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. We're going to be taking in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities, standing in front of Big Ben, and then staring out of Edinburgh Castle. It's going to be a beautiful time. We can't wait. We leave on July 5th, and you can be part of it as well with Colette. We'll visit the storybook villages of Chester and Tausch's favorite place, Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon. We'll also take a scenic train ride through the rolling hills leading to the medieval city of York. It's all part of this incredible journey. Iconic landmarks, cozy villages, bustling city streets, peaceful countryside views. We'll experience all the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty. Again, text TRAVEL to 844-770-3776 to have the information sent to you, or just go to ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com. That's ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com for more details. We'll play trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Crispy chicken just keeps getting better at Cousin Subs. Try our crispy chicken basket, complete with 3 white meat tenders and a regular fry, a meal made easy. And for the little ones, our kids meal comes with 2 crispy tenders, applesauce, a juice box, and cookie. Just the right size for growing appetites. Made with quality chicken and ready to enjoy in-store, online, or on the app. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only around for a limited time. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
All day, every day, the Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text Line. This is more.
I wasn't sure if college was right for me. I worried that it would be too stressful or rigid, but I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, the atmosphere is relaxed, and the instructors are friendly and collaborative. It's such a cohesive environment. My advice to others, take a deep breath and go for it. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
Played like a pro but felt like an amateur? Twisted your ankle or jammed a finger under the Friday night lights? At Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin, their Saturday Sports Injury Clinic has you covered. Skip the emergency room circus, dodge the waiting room sitcom, and get expert care from the pros who actually know sports injuries. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Walk into their location off the Beltline and get back in the game. Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin, your comeback starts here.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison is throwing the Halloween party of the year. Join the fun Friday, October 31st at our Halloween Bonanza costume contest. We're giving away $6,000 in cash prizes at our 9 p.m. drawing. But get creative because the better the costume, the bigger the prize. You'll also enjoy a DJ, a free photo booth, a treat bag with a free drink ticket, plus $10 in rewards play when you arrive wearing a costume. Bring your Halloween spirit to
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
It's a beautiful day and I can't stop myself from smiling. If I drink and then I'm buying, and I know there's no
Still playing catch up because of my clock management skills. Well, it's not all my fault. Let's play some trivia presented by Cousin Subs.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is presented by Cousin Subs. Crispy chicken tenders are now available at Cousin Subs. Order today in store at cousinsubs.com or with the Cousins app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
It is Badgers Trivia Tuesday, and one of Jesse's neighbors in the greater Sun Prairie Metroplex, our contestant is Daniel. Daniel, good morning. How are you?
Doing fantastic, sir. How about yourself?
We are good. Thanks for asking. All right, here we go. It is Badgers Trivia. Question number one is this. What is the name of the fourth-string Badgers running back who had 4 carries for 35 yards in Saturday's loss to Ohio State at Camp Randall Stadium? Is it Gideon Ituka, David Archuleta, or Clay Aiken?
We're going to go with Clay Aiken.
Clay Aiken was once a contestant, I believe, on America's
Idol.
Got Talent.
American Idol, yeah.
American Idol. I was one of, I knew I had a 50-50 chance.
As was David Archuleta.
Yeah, good one, Jesse. Great question.
Yeah, good one, Jesse.
Definitely not up north, Joe.
Nicely, well played. How late into Badgers Buckeyes would I have to stayed tuned in to have caught Gideon's performance?
The third quarter.
I was long gone by then.
We didn't talk a ton about the game.
At that point, Bollinger and Davenport were in the radio booth.
It kind of stunted that part. It gave the nuts and bolts of what. But Gideon did have a couple of nice plays.
All right, question
I
two.
thought Danny O'Neal was hurt. I thought Danny O'Neal was hurt. That's why we had Simmons playing, but who knows?
No.
Apparently not. Things are going well. But hey, we're going to hire knuckleheads, so don't fire anybody. All right, question two, Daniel.
Go in a bar.
Is this. Which of these former Oregon quarterbacks finished fourth in the Heisman voting in 2001, which was also the last time Wisconsin played a football game on the road in Eugene? Was that quarterback Marcus Mariota, Dennis Dixon, or Joey Harrington?
2001, Marcus Mariota has been in the league, but not that long. Can you repeat your other?
Your other two choices. You're doing a great job of deductive reasoning. Your other two choices, Dennis Dixon or Joey Harrington.
Well, let's go A.
Well, wait, A was Marcus Mariota, so B is Dennis Dixon,
You're
C is Joe. Okay, so you're going Dennis Dixon?
Let's do Dennis Dixon.
Are you sure?
You should go Joey Harrington.
That's fine.
They called him Joey Heisman during his Heisman campaign. They put a big billboard in Times Square.
Yeah, Lions quarterback. Great Lions quarterback for a while.
His nickname
For
among
us.
His
No,
nickname
he's a great quarterback for us.
for you, yeah, for sure. His nickname with the Ducks from his teammates was Princess, because he was a lot like me, high maintenance. Question three, as you bounce back here, Daniel, and hopefully we get this one right.
Doesn't
shall
seem
we?
like a very nice nickname.
It was said in with nothing but love. Question three. Wisconsin is one of 5 teams yet to win a game in Big Ten Conference play this season.
So we're not alone.
Which of these teams has won a Big Ten game this year? Is it Michigan State, Penn State, or Washington?
I'm going to go with Washington. I believe I know Washington beat Penn State, so that's... One in a row, baby. One in a row.
Washington did not beat Penn State, but they have won 2 games against somebody. So,
hey, that's fine. One in a row, baby.
Yeah. So Penn State, Michigan State's got to play Penn State at some point, right? So somebody will get a win.
I believe they play each other later this year.
As opposed to the Badgers. We'll have to wait and see how that works out. Penn State's upcoming games are against Ohio State, followed by Indiana. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare. I don't even know who their interim coach is. All right, Daniel, you got 1 out of 3. The very rare first 2 wrong, last 1 right. So you've got 2 entries into our drawing on Friday. Thanks for playing, buddy. We appreciate you.
Bye. Love you guys.
Bye. Love you guys.
That was quite a ride, I thought.
That was fun. Yeah, he was fun.
Clay Aiken.
I did not. That was a surprise. That was a surprise. But hey, if you weren't watching the third quarter, you might not have known either, and I didn't. I just knew the other 2 guys were on American Idol. We will get to our version of American Idol. I don't know. That's a bad segue. Jesse's next with Whoa Nelly. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for the great team at Everlight Solar. Whether you're saving up to buy a jersey for your new favorite player, tickets to a playoff baseball game, or simply need some extra spending money for you and your family, it's always great to learn new ways to save some extra cash. Well, I've been telling you for a while now about how you can save money and help save the planet by making the switch to Everlight Solar. When my family first thought about making the energy switch to solar, we weren't exactly sure where to go. That's when we got in touch with the team at Everlight Solar, and through every step of the process, they were great as we made the switch to solar. If you're interested in making the switch, let them do the same for you. Check out everlightsolar.com to find out more and schedule a free consultation. That's everlightsolar.com. Save money and help save the planet. When you're ready to make the switch, take my word for it. Count on the team at Everlight Solar.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's no second chances. There's no do-overs. We're definitely primed to take that next step. That's the focus and the goal.
This is your Green and Gold Fix on 100.5 ESPN.
It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, sacrifice, pain to get to where you want to go.
This Green and Gold Fix is driven by Metro Ford.
Just what everybody planned for. A kicking controversy in Green Bay after 7 weeks. Veteran kicker Brandon McManus has been sidelined with a right quad injury each of the last 2 weeks, and new kicker Lucas Haversek a perfect 10 for 10 on field goals and extra points combined, including the new franchise record 61-yard field goal he hit on Sunday against Arizona. Head coach Matt LaFleur.
It's a great luxury, I would tell you, but certainly we've got to feel confident, and Brandon's got to feel confident that he can go out there and perform to the level that what he's used to performing at.
Time will tell who's handling booting the ball Sunday in Pittsburgh. I'm Alex Strofe.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
At Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction, you won't have to worry about your old lawnmower pulling a hamstring. They make buying and selling easy. Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction is simple, reliable, and unlike your fantasy team this football season, they'll actually deliver. Have equipment taking up space? Let them be your surplus solution. You send it in, they list it, people bid, and you actually win. Bid, buy, sell, and score big today at WisconsinSurplus.com. Because winning isn't just for game day. WisconsinSurplus.com.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Zero restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025. From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
It's the best time of the year, and you know what that means for me. It's tailgating season. Hey, it's Alex Strofe. For my friends at Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. If you're in Madison tailgating before a game, there's only one thing to do to elevate your experience, and that's bring it with Door County Distillery. Whether that's the cherry brandy for your old-fashioned, the single malt whiskey, or any of the gins, vodkas, and in-betweens, Door County Distillery has you covered. Find the retailer nearest you at doorcountydistillery.com.
We're on the Packers.
Matt LaFleur deserves a lot of credit for what he did in the game.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
To use a timeout, he made the right decision because he ended up winning the game.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Call you up in the middle of the night, like a firefly without a light. You were there like a blowtorch burning. I was a key that could use a little turning. So tired that I couldn't even sleep. So many
Time now for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
All right, who wants to join my club?
Not me.
I would much rather lose the way that the Brewers lost in the NLCS in 4 games, getting dominated by Ohtani and the Dodgers pitchers, than the way that the Seattle Mariners lost in agonizing fashion in Game 7 after taking a 3-2 series lead, with a lead in the 7th inning, giving up a 3-run home run to George Springer and the Toronto Blue Jays in the bottom of the 7th. Blue Jays go on to win Game 7, setting up a Toronto-LA World Series.
So is this coming from a fan's perspective or a player's perspective?
Jesse's not a player.
Why don't you share with us what the... Well, I was a bowler in Muskego.
Could play second base for the
I could play second
Mallards.
base for an inning for the Mallards. Tell us both.
Yeah, good answer, Jesse.
It's obviously more painful this way. There's no doubt about it. And I think most of the time we go through life and we are trying to not inflict as much pain as we can. So I think the easy answer here is that you wouldn't. But from my perspective, you either want it and you want to get it done and have opportunities, understanding you're going to get some scars and you're going to have some things happen that suck. So for the Mariners, I don't know if they'll get back. I'd much rather not. Like, from the Brewers' standpoint, it was such a dudder. Wouldn't you rather have those great moments leading into, even though you get gutted? We didn't have anything. What are we hanging our hat on from that series? I don't even think we'll talk about it existing.
You're right.
At least in the Game 7, we lost Puig, and I don't even know who else beat us down at AmFam Field. Right now, there ain't nothing. Like, it was almost like it didn't even happen. It's going to be, we beat the Cubs in the 5th. All right, great. I want the pain. I want the pain because it sucks, but it's memorable, and you at least had the chance. We didn't even have a chance to have a chance. Give me the chance to have a chance, even though it's going to be scarry and a little painful.
I don't know, man. I kind of like the idea of not talking about it and talking about how they beat the Cubs, because I had the Game 7 on, and boy, that is they had a walk, a base hit, and then a 3-run homer to go from up 3-1 to down 4-3. In Game 7.
Did you see the stat? It is the second time in MLB history in a winner-take-all game that there was a go-ahead home run when a team was down by more than 1 run in the 7th inning or later. Does that make sense?
So like if you were down 3 and the guy hits a grand slam, or if you're down 2 and you hit a 3-run homer like they did.
The only other time it happened was Pete Alonso against the Brewers last year.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whoa, Jason, would you rather your kid just play in a bunch of like nice games and then they get knocked out in the first round or miss a free throw? I'm asking because it's not an easy question.
No, it's not.
Or you put her on the line, and if she makes 2 free throws, Schwaben goes on to state. But if she misses, it's over. Sectional finals, everybody's celebrating at their court. What would you want?
I'm pleading the 5th.
Whoa, Nelly!
I don't know.
That's a really hard question.
Yes.
That's a really hard question.
Because you're not a fan, that's the only way I can get to your fan.
You did. Yeah,
you did a great job.
So I think it deserves an answer.
You can think whatever you want.
I agree. It does deserve an answer.
You can think whatever you want, too.
Jesse, do you think so? You'd rather it not be painful, it just completely non-memorable, be done?
The Packers NFC Championship loss to the Falcons was much easier to process than the 2014 loss to the Seahawks.
Well, no blank.
And that's the similarity here. The Brewers were the Packers against the Falcons, and the Mariners were the Packers against the Seahawks.
So I think the critical piece, and Tausch's question is great. I may be dodging it, but it is a great question, is if you lose the game, this heart-wrenching game, and your child or you are the one who makes the losing play, is different than, like, hey, if I'm the center fielder for the Mariners, I'm not the one who threw the pitch that ended in the 3-run home run. So I have a different type of disappointment. Like, I'm watching, on your recommendation, I'm watching Comeback, the documentary series on the 2004 Boston Red Sox. And the Game 7 loss they have to the Yankees in the 03 ALCS. And Howard Bryant makes a great point later in it about how the Yankees didn't even win the World Series that year. The Florida Marlins did. At Yankee Stadium, they won the decisive game, but nobody remembers that, except Marlins fans, and maybe was Craig Counsell there at that time. But what they remember is Game 7, and there's a scene where the late Tim Wakefield, who comes in after winning Game 1 and Game 4, they lose the game, and he's the losing pitcher, and he is absolutely inconsolable. And obviously they play like a clip of him talking, but he passed away a couple years ago. And like his catcher, Mirabelli's talking about how they win that Game 7, and Tim Wakefield is the MVP of the series. Yeah. And instead, he cannot forgive himself for losing Game 7, even though there were a bunch of reasons they lost Game 7. And so you miss free throws with a trip to state on the line. Doesn't matter that there were a bunch of mistakes earlier in the game. You are devastated because you feel like you lost the game.
It's a hard deal. It's not.
That is a tough question.
It's a tough scenario. Interesting. Jesse, I'm going to steal your last Whoa Nelly. So Whoa Nelly this. Whoa
Nelly!
Does this start making more sense if the Cowboys, there's a rumor from JPA on Twitter, and from Trey Wingo. So Trey Wingo, he's got some chops.
Well, wait, did Trey Wingo
Cowboys
just
have reached out to the what?
Did Trey Wingo just share JPA's thing, or are these separate reports?
Not to be confused with Joe Pa?
J-Pa took Trey Wingo's report.
Okay.
I'm looking at J-Pa's.
Okay.
Because Will Blackman, my old teammate, retweeted. That's why it showed up on my timeline. I don't follow Trey Wingo.
Yeah, sure.
And it says the Cowboys have reached out to the Raiders about a trade for Max Crosby. He's being paid $35 million, not $46 million. If the Cowboys pull that off, does that change your deal?
Are they trading Kenny Clark?
I don't know. Kenny's going to the Raiders? No, I doubt it.
It just keeps getting worse.
So what is your question? I'm sorry.
Does that change the math on the – because we're all dumbfounded that they gave us Micah Parsons. Does that then change your math on what that?
Because they're saving $11 million a year and still have a top
and they're
flight
getting a really
pass
good player.
Yeah,
that would change how I look at him. Yeah.
What, do we have to apologize to Jerry Jones?
Yeah,
maybe.
At least a little bit.
I don't foresee that happening. I'm gonna have to. All right, let me do a little fact checking on this. Like, Micah Parsons is still 26. How old is Max Crosby?
Oh, it's still a bad trade for Dallas, but it's not as bad.
Depends what they give up. Max Crosby is only 28, so he's not old by any stretch. What will it take to get Max Crosby from the Raiders would be my next question. Do you have to give up one of your first-round picks you got from the Packers? Do you have to pass those to them?
If you give them both, it's an insanely stupid trade.
Right. So I'm going to need more information. I can't wait till this trade happens. And then the Packers or the Cowboys face off in the NFC Championship game for a trip to the Super Bowl. We will wrap up the show next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with a refreshing offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. My new friend Chris from Oostburg is one of their skilled installers who demos your existing bath or shower, removes it, and disposes it before installing your brand new dream shower. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. Losing connections? Badger legend and KBN's own Brad Nortman keeping it honest. From missed chances to keeping Wisconsin kids home to fractured relationships on the recruiting trail, the former punter shares what's disappointed him the most.
Every high school football coach I talk to, there is no relationship with Coach Fickle or any of the coaching staff. There is a major disconnect between what a Wisconsin head coach should be doing and what is currently being done, and the symptom is what is on the field.
Get a whole house of new Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow. Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you with 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Meet Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com, because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
At Siding Unlimited, we're really excited for the fall season. Not only are we proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, we are also fired up for an exciting fall season cheering on football and volleyball. If that's not enough, we're really excited to share with you that Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's best window and door installation team. Siding Unlimited is a Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award winner 5 times. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Hey Madison, it's Rich Eisen, and now you can hear The Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Radio in the second best college town in the world. Sorry, Badgers fans. I am a Michigan man. The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays noon to 2, right here on 100.5 ESPN.
All right. Yeah.
Time to wrap things up. Jesse, were you talking to me there?
No, I was talking to old T. We were in a little off-air conversation.
Suddenly I was on the air.
Who's teaching?
So I was just confused.
As always with Jesse, I'm always more confused after I get done with the conversation than I actually am leading into it.
Who's teaching me how to play craps?
I'm glad somebody is. All right. It is Aaron Rodgers' week. We are going to have a Zoom call with him on Thursday.
Oh.
I'm looking forward to that.
Not
Love
FaceTime?
that. You dress up? What are you going to wear? You going to dress up nice and pretty for him?
I haven't thought about that. Haven't given it a whole lot of thought. I don't think I'll be changing my ensemble. I'm sure it'll be a hoodie and shorts.
How much you want to bet, Jesse? How much you want to bet he wears a Cal sweatshirt?
He's going to do something to stand out. I don't know if it's a Cal sweatshirt.
Yeah, he's going to do something to stand out.
Something.
It's not going to be something mundane.
Yeah.
I can assure you that.
Got an RELAX hat or something you can
no,
put
it'll
on.
Be,
Maybe
what's the junior
Ben's
college you
Jets
went to?
Jersey.
What's the junior college you went to?
Butte College.
Hey, he's going to have a Butte shirt on.
Yeah.
Something Butte.
Isn't he a Butte?
Be a beautiful day.
Total Butte.
That's it for us today. I can't wait for tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN